Good Wednesday evening if you're on the Pacific side, Pacific Daylight Time Zone. If you're watching this from the Eastern Daylight Time Zone, happy Thursday morning to those that are tuning in. I'm sorry this is really late. It's just because I've been really busy outside of school, did some schoolwork today, didn't get a lot done, and then I had to help do something at church, so I was pretty busy for the good part of the evening, but I'm glad I am back here. In this live stream session, we are going to be talking about this severe weather outbreak that is anticipated on Friday and Saturday, folks. This is very serious. In fact, it is so serious right now that we are talking about me not doing schoolwork. I am now getting interrupted by this severe weather event. Just goes to show you just how bad this is actually going to be. So that is why I wanted to start my series tonight. I will be doing another live stream session tomorrow, and then we are going headfirst into the deep end on Friday with another live stream, and we'll do that again on Saturday because Saturday could be even more dangerous than Friday afternoon in itself. All right, so before I do get started, I want to welcome you all to the live stream here because I know it's been about 4 or 5 days since I went live. Last time I was live was on Saturday, so again, sorry for the disappearance. Yeah, it won't last too much longer, I promise. Should be smooth sailing in a couple of weeks. Almost done with my school stuff. But you'll have me over the next few days, and that's because of this severe weather event. So I want to welcome you all here because I have so much to talk about tonight. This is probably going to end up being over an hour long, and that's why I wanted to get this out to you all as early as possible because this has the potential of being a life-threatening storm by all means. A multifaceted system from the fire weather perspective to a severe weather perspective as well, okay? So make sure you invite your friends. This is the time. Get people, come on, bring people. Ask your family, ask your mom and dad, ask your brother and sister. Come on down because I'm going to be sharing some science behind this storm. I'm going to be sharing a lot of important detail on why this storm is going to be dangerous. What makes this very dangerous? What sets this different from previous winter storms that we have had in the plains, all right? So I'm going to welcome people. Justin Lee, welcome to the channel. What's up, Patches Stark? Carlton Sutton, welcome. Ido, what's up? How are you doing? Playtime with Bogey Z, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Real-time Storms, how are you doing? Welcome. Sally Morell, love ya, David. They're saying possible derecho. You know what? That's what my brain and gut was saying. It's what I was saying. I think we're going to have a derecho, and I'll explain why during this live stream session. There's a lot to dig into in this live stream. Dawn Morning, how are you? Welcome. Hey, it's morning. Yeah, dawn. It's gonna be dawn for Thursday morning, and then 24 hours after that, it's gonna be hooga booga on the storm. What's up, Severe Storm Tracker Greg? How are you? Yeah, I'll get to all the details. I know you all are excited. We want as many people to join so we don't miss anyone. That way people don't ask, hey, what did I miss, right? I want to give at least another few more minutes. We'll start doing our discussion here at about the 8 or 9 minute mark. We're at the 5 minute mark right now, so give it another 3 or 4 minutes. Let everyone join in. Invite your friends, invite your family. Let's get people in here. Like this stream if you haven't already. Let's get this out to as many people as we can, because this is going to be extremely, extremely dangerous, this storm that we're dealing with. Probably the strongest storm that I have witnessed in a few years. And I'm not saying that to get attention, to hype up. We have truly not have had a plains system this strong in at least a couple of years at the very most. Koto Reloads, how are you doing? Welcome, Beth. Damien, how are you doing? I hope you guys have had a great Wednesday. Boy, I'll tell you, pretty dang stormy around here today. We had gusts over 50 miles an hour. Yes, I should have taken a picture of it, but there was a lot of rain coming down in front of this thing, but there was a shelf cloud. Yes, I witnessed a shelf cloud. What is going to be a shelf cloud? More than likely in the high plains on Friday afternoon. Yeah, the same system that we got is going to be in the plains in a couple of days. So, yeah, and we got a shelf cloud. We got gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour today. Actually, the wind was much stronger than I thought. I didn't expect the winds here to get over 50, but we did. We got there today a couple of times, and we had some blowing sand and dust because before the rain started, the ground was very dry. So, yeah, I felt like we had Texas weather. I really do. It's about 62 degrees today, really windy. And then the rain just came in this afternoon, and boy, oh boy, did it pour. It just like right around the 4:35 mark this afternoon, Pacific Daylight Time, it just poured. All right, Easy Bash, how are you doing? Mark, Brenda, what's up? How are you doing? I want to welcome as many people to the stream as we can. I'm lacking that in my streams. I'm so sorry. I will be doing this more often in my streams, welcoming people in the first 8 or so minutes. Sarah, thank you for becoming a member of the live stream. I do appreciate it. The gaming, which, by the way, for those that are watching this live stream, I will be doing another live discussion session tomorrow on this storm too. So if your family can't make it tonight, there'll be a better chance your family will hopefully be able to make it in tomorrow's streaming session, which, by the way, that's slated for 2 in the afternoon. So it's going to be a much earlier one because I do have family that is visiting tomorrow afternoon, and then I have church. So a lot going on tomorrow night. So that's why we're going to do it in the earlier in the afternoon time frame. Extreme Weather Group. Hey, David, I'll be chasing St. Louis Friday, then going down to Dixie Alley on Saturday. What time do you think they'll fire up Saturday? I'll get into all of those details, all right? I promise. I know you guys, your adrenaline's pumping, and yes, we are going to dive into a lot of detail tonight on who's going to get the worst of this. Will we see a derecho? All right, will we see a tornado outbreak? What are my thoughts on that? Could we see a intense tornado, maybe a violent tornado on Saturday? We'll show you the models and explain that. All right, so we're at the 9-minute mark, so we're gonna get started here, and I'm gonna be showing you a couple of maps, and I'll carefully explain what these maps are because other YouTubers do show this too. So, to start off here, this is the NAM model, the North American Meso model, okay? And this is a high resolution. This is the CAMS, convective allowing model, and this only goes out to 60 hours. So actually, this is the 12-kilometer model, not the 3-kilometer, which goes out to 60 hours. This goes out to 84 hours, so slightly further out than the other more high-res models like the HRRR. But this is a short-term forecasting model, which meteorologists like. I'm not a meteorologist, I'll be honest. I'm going to work on getting that this fall. But this is what meteorologists use to determine, okay, what's going to happen here? Are we going to get a lot of convection, right? So this is what this actually shows, but the parameter that we're looking at here is at the 500 millibar, which is the level of the atmosphere. This is at 18,000 feet above the surface. And the other parameter here in color code is vorticity, how much spin and jumbling there is in the atmosphere, all right? So when you get a lot of vorticity here, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere. We lower the pressures at the surface, especially when you get divergent flow aloft, okay? That's lift, that's part of the source of lift that we get out ahead of these systems. And topography works in its favor too. So as we go forward, this is, by the way, 5 in the morning, Friday. Remember, we set our clocks forward, so we're not looking at 4 in the morning when it comes to standard time. We're in daylight time, so keep in mind, all right? I know my Zulu time by this point, so always, when you look at maps like this, they're going to use Zulu time. So 12Z is 5 a.m. now, Pacific daylight time. This would be 7 a.m., in terms of Central Daylight Time, and then 8 in the morning in Eastern Daylight Time, and so on. 0Z would be 5 in the afternoon, not 4 in the afternoon, okay? At least my time, and then this would be 7 o'clock, okay, when it translates to Central Daylight Time. Okay, so as we go into Friday morning here, this is at around 10 in the morning. Close enough. So this is 10 in the morning, and you can see here lots of vorticity advection here in place over northern Texas, into Oklahoma, into Kansas. So like central Kansas out towards the west here, near the border of Colorado and western Kansas. Very good divergent flow here. Nice lift in the atmosphere in the left exit region of this trough. So this is a negatively tilted, actually extremely negatively tilted. This is not what you want to see for a severe weather outbreak. You don't want to see this because that means there's a lot of dynamics. We have a lot of lift. We have a lot of moisture advection out ahead of this puppy, as well as a lot of vertical wind shear, okay? And that's going to play a huge role in what goes on next, okay? Mainly Friday afternoon. So as we go forward, that is a ton of vorticity. That is a crap-loaded storm right there. That is very intense. 528 decameter low right here over eastern Kansas. So Kansas City, Kansas on the Missouri side. You're in the left exit region, so you're going to get some thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe for sure before some of the drier air wraps around this thing from the west, okay, from the southern side, and wraps on the upwind, or from the upwind and around it. Okay, but look at this right here. Man, you could even see right here, we got some vorticity out ahead of this, especially over Illinois. So there is a weak diffused warm front here, some lift. And then you got more significant lift that happens here over Arkansas, into Missouri, into Iowa, okay? And that lift is going to be the source of significant severe weather. We're talking a severe weather outbreak Friday afternoon, mainly in the evening hours is what I'm thinking right now, based on the timing of the trough and the dynamics that get involved. We're thinking about Friday evening, late afternoon into your evening commute-ish time frame. And then it wraps itself, it kind of occludes here, as you can see, kind of gets barreled in there. So that's why the thing de-amplifies slowly, but still, we have a lot of upper level energy with that. And then that moves out of the picture, okay? So very interesting. There's two vorticity maximum perturbations that happen. The one that we just talked about is Friday into Friday afternoon. But there's another one behind that that's going to be ejecting off the New Mexico plateau Saturday early morning, just about 24 hours after this little puppy gets out of the way into the upper Midwest and the northern plains. It's this area down here in central and western Texas and western Oklahoma that has my concern big time, because yes, we have lower heights or lowering heights, so the air is lifting from the surface, And so we're going to increase that lift for ascent. So that baroclinic ascent is going to be on the increase. And the ending result here is by Saturday afternoon, we could have a prolific amount of supercellular activity here over. Actually, it's going to be mainly over in here is where I think we have the best chances for a lot of supercells. Some of these will be capable of producing intense tornadoes. I want to really make that clear here. We got a lot of divergent flow, so we got a source of lift. We got the moisture quality, or better moisture quality than what we will have Friday afternoon. It's more limited in the timing of that, okay? So we increase the moisture throughout the day Friday, and then it's fully in place on Saturday. So when we get a revigoration with this trough that slowly becomes positive or negatively tilted with rapid height falls, pressure falls at the surface, with instability and moisture, we are going to have a big problem down here in around Mississippi, Tennessee. So, and I boxed this in already. So primarily in this area, actually, let me draw that a little bit better. See if David can do his job at doing some art here. So it's going to be in this area that we really need to watch, okay? I am placing a lot of bets that Saturday is going to certainly go moderate. It could go very close. It could be a very high-end moderate risk for severe weather, driven by a 15 sig for tornadoes. Doesn't surprise me, and for sure, we could be looking at a 30 sig for damaging winds. So really Friday night, for Friday late afternoon into Friday night, we have that first perturbation. That's going to be the risk that we have to involve here up across this portion. And then the second one is down here more further south because of that second vorticity maximum that rotates, that kind of glides in behind this main trough up here. Trough A or perturbation A, and then this is perturbation B over here. And that's going to be the source of the second round. So don't get confused. 1 and 2 is what we're looking at. One system delivers 2 puppies, in other words, all right? I'm going to use that word a lot, puppies, in this live stream, just because, you know, it's going to have that DNA like a puppy does. Like a little puppy, it's going to be little, but it's going to be strong, okay? So now, before we get to the radar, I wanted to show you the upper level winds, okay? So this is going to be the source of that wind shear that is going to be the concern here. We don't need only wind shear, but we need other parameters, and we'll be walking through those in this live stream. So the first parameter that we looked at is the vorticity. Now this is going to be a look at the winds, the jet stream. What's happening at 18,000 feet above the surface? All right, so that's 500 millibars. You'll hear this term a lot in the weather community. You already have heard it a lot from many weather professionalists like me. Been doing this for over 20 years. And so we're looking at 18,000 feet, 500 millibars, okay? Different levels, different slices. And this is one of those slices in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So what ends up happening here by Friday morning, look at those winds. Over southeastern New Mexico into western Texas, we're talking about 100 plus knots of upper level wind dynamics that encroach. And this thing is really, really powerful. I mean, this is pretty serious, okay? 18Z Friday, this is about the 1 to 2 in the afternoon time frame. So midday Friday, look at those winds. 115 to 130 knots, okay, in the right front quadrant. So if you think about it, this is negatively tilted because of your wind maximum is in the right front of that mean, or basically, in other words, if I can say this more properly, is when you have your strongest winds tail off on the backside of this. So like what we're seeing here, this becomes more negatively. So we see this wind rounding the base, that jet streak, that jet perturbation energy, that vorticity, okay? This is going to be the source of that lower pressure that develops. 528 decameter low, very strong, robust, amplified jet streak. And then right in here is your baroclinic zone. This is where we are going to have a lot of lift, moisture influence, influx, theta E, advection out ahead of this thing. This is going to tail off, and we're going to have a big problem as we go into Friday afternoon and evening. And you can see right here, these storms, you can even see it. If I can see it, you can see it here on the wind chart. Those are some intense storms using up a lot of that wind energy right where that wind maximum is. So you can think about we're going to get a lot of momentum transport. Okay, so winds start here, they go down at the surface. And when they meet your house, they meet the ground, we have a lot of wind damage. We can see wind gusts over 70 to 80 miles an hour here, potentially, with the amount of energy that this thing has in the left exit region of this area of lower pressure. This continues to be a huge problem as we go throughout Friday, late afternoon into Saturday. I mean, this is really textbook. This really kind of brings back the memory of some of our bigger derechos that happen in this area. Okay, so what I'm saying here is we could now have a derecho event, especially north central Missouri into Iowa, where we have that rapid height falls, where we have a lot of the lift that's maximized, the moisture, the instability, and then of course the drier air that slides in on the backside of this thing. I'm telling you, we're going to have a big wind damage problem, not with the thunderstorms, but without the thunderstorms too. So ahead of these storms, you can see non-thunderstorm wind damage, and then during it, you're going to have a lot of thunderstorm wind damage, and then even behind it, you could have more non-thunderstorm wind damage. So it's going to be a very windy system and very dangerous. So this continues all the way through Friday night into Saturday, and look, it's still a big problem with that trough, with a lot of thunderstorms developing all the way from down here all the way up here. Look at this. I mean, you can clearly see that on the wind chart, and that outlines what we're dealing with here. Very energetic system getting going here on Friday into the Midwest, and then eventually into the upper Midwest and the northern plains. And that moves out, and then that is followed by another system, which actually I wanted to show you really quickly. I'm not going to go into much detail with this part, but here comes the second jet streak. Look at this. So you get a blobber of convection here, and then look what we have down here. Another jet streak. This is why Saturday is going to be very dangerous. Potentially a substantial outbreak of severe weather. More than likely going to be the thing down here in the Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, even southwestern, like Mayfield, Kentucky. Going to be in some serious trouble because all this lift that happens right in here, okay, in that right front quadrant. And you can see when you get a baroclinic leaf as well, see how this flow just kind of does this and does that. Right in here, you could almost impinge a slight negatively tilted azoniac axis here of that. So that's what we're dealing with on Saturday. So now, at the surface, well, near the surface, you can see low-level winds are going to be the thing. I'm just going to fast forward this because the storms fire right about in here. Okay, low-level winds, not going to be a huge issue as right when this picks up, the convection that is, but it's going to really get underway as we go into the late afternoon into Friday night. Look at this. Look at these low-level winds out ahead of this line. These pink colors. I know it's really hard to see here, but you can see a little bit of pink. That's 70 to 85 knots. So if you convert that in, let me do this. Let's use Siri. Hey Siri, what does 85 knots equal to in miles per hour?
85 knots is 97.82 miles per hour.
So almost 100 miles an hour at 5,000 feet above the surface. I want to make that clear. We're dealing with low levels here. almost 100-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, at that level. Why is this important? Because, yeah, if we get convection, we get supercells, they are going to contain some damaging winds for sure. Gusts over 70 to 80 miles an hour within this environment. And yeah, we might even carry that on even into central Illinois, perhaps. Look at this. Some of the vectors out ahead of this could exceed 90 knots. That's over 100 miles an hour. Okay, so that is a no bueno. Okay, so yes, we could see a derecho, absolutely, especially right in the apex. The fastest moving part of the line has the strongest winds typically, so that is going to be in this little corridor is where we are concerned for the potential for a derecho. So that is winds that are significant. We have widespread significant wind damage that it lasts for more than a few hours, and it's highly impactful. Okay, so that's going to be the thing that we are going to wait to see if this trends on the models to see if we actually do get a derecho, because if we do, oh my goodness, it's going to be bad. It really is. And I don't say that just for hype to get attention. No, this really is bad news. So, surface winds. Now, why are we looking at the surface winds? Because the surface winds are going to tell us not just the severe weather side of this, but we are going to see extreme fire conditions, extreme wind damage in western, northern Texas, and pretty much across much of the high plains. This is a very windy system. All right, and I'll explain that in just a second when we get into our air pressure forecast. So to start off really quickly, this is the wind forecast, more likely about 11 in the morning, right around your lunchtime. We're talking sustained winds here around 45 to 60 miles an hour, more like 45 to 55, with wind gusts as high as 75 to 80 miles an hour over northern Texas, western Texas. Okay, so like the whole entire panhandle here of Texas, we're dealing with non-thunderstorm significant wind damage, enough to maybe some flying debris, maybe some property damage. Roof shingles could get blown off of your roof. We could see what else could we see? Numerous down trees and power lines. Trucks could flip over, like semi-trucks, that are the high-profile vehicles going north and south. We're likely to see a lot of overturned semi-trucks, 18-wheelers with this. All right, we're also going to see some widespread, thick blowing dust. So do not attempt to go outside and do any gardening, because it's not going to be the day to do it. There's going to be a lot of blowing dust, sand, and it's just not going to be a good day. It really isn't. And on top of that, we're looking at critical to extreme fire danger for sure on Friday. I think Friday is going to be the day where we will see a PDS fire weather. Watch out for these areas. I would say for the higher elevations right in here, and even, well, more like this area is where I am more concerned about the highest fire danger, because our winds will be exceeding 50 sustained, even 55, close to that, in some parts of this flow coming off the San Diaz Mountains in New Mexico. Then the winds kind of back off, but look at what we have here. That is the line of intense winds, and that is 65 knot winds. So that is 75 miles an hour, meets a criteria of a derecho perhaps, with this bowing out line here in much of Iowa into, yeah, that looks to be northern, western Illinois, and even maybe the southwestern tip there of Wisconsin, and that moves out. All right. So really quickly, since we're on the wind topic of things, I explained this on Pat's stream earlier. There is going to be a mountain wave event, okay? And a mountain wave event is very, very serious, okay? It defies the laws of wind versus pressure at this point. You transport that wind from, from higher levels down to the surface. So with mountains like this, okay, actually, these are not the Sandias. Actually, these are the Sandias. Okay, yeah. Like these mountains right here are a good example. Let's use this mountain. Let's just use this. Okay, let's let this load. It's a little blurry. Sorry. So we use this for Santa Ana winds, but we're using this for our strong Albuquerque type wind event moving into Texas. So when you accelerate or when you have strong winds like this, you have winds that do this, of course, right? They come down, they do this, but sometimes you could actually get a mountain wave event where we get these breaking waves that happen, or a wave breaking event. Okay, so that's what I was looking for. So you'll get ripples like this in the atmosphere. All right, so the air turns like this. Okay, if we were able to put some dust or whatever, some smoke as an illustration, you would see like rotors in the atmosphere in three-dimensional space. And the thing about this is sometimes when these break, you can transport 110, 120 mile an hour wind gusts all the way down to the surface. All the way down to the surface. So the reason why these are concerning is models don't pick this up very well. HRRR, the NAM model, they're not really good at picking these events up like that. So I would not be surprised, okay, downwind of these mountains. So like right in here, primarily in this zone, okay, I'm circling you in. If you live in this area, right down to here and also in Roswell, Texas, these three little areas, I would not be surprised if we have wind gusts exceeding 100 miles an hour for brief periods of time. Not going to be in a 10 or 15 minute time span, but I would not be surprised if we get 60-second wind gusts, maybe exceeding 100 miles an hour at times because of that mountain wave event that we see that models don't pick up very well. But of course, if most of you that are watching this live in Texas and also in the Midwest, so of course, not many people live in the mountains. But yeah, if you're watching this from the mountains, you need to be aware of this. Western Texas, you will likely see more averaged sustained winds between 65 to 75 miles an hour. But there's one little area that the National Weather Service is picking up on, and I'm circling this in pink, okay? So it's going to be in this area. So right in here, this little box, okay, right in here, forecasting wind gusts over 80 miles an hour, possibly even 85 miles an hour. So that will do significant damage. Lots of buildings, lots of roof shingles could be torn off. More like a derecho-like thing. When you get a severe thunderstorm, you get 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, but without the clouds, it'll be blowing dust and it's going to be sunny. So we're not going to see a whole lot of clouds here, and you're going to be like, how are we getting wind damage? Well, there's a strong wind event that is taking place. So that's going to be the concern here over northern, western Texas, the Panhandle. Northeastern and eastern New Mexico into Kansas is where I'm concerned about that, okay? And again, wind gusts here exceeding 80 miles an hour. If you don't believe me, I can show you proof right now in front of your guys' screens. Let's go to the National Weather Service, and this is what they're picking up on. Let's go forward. Right here. Let's go to Texas. Right here. Oh, oops. Right here. 79, about 80 miles an hour. Right in this area. Okay, so if you live right in here, or more so like right in this zone, you have a pretty good chance of seeing gusts over 60 to 80 miles an hour. It's enough to lead to widespread power disruptions, outages, down branches, that sort of thing. All right, so now to the more concerning aspect of this, which by the way, dew points on this thing are going to be very low. So we will see critical to extreme fire danger, of course, as I mentioned already a couple of times in this live stream for Friday. So fire versus severe weather. That's what we're looking at. And some snow for the northern tier, but it's really not as concerning now versus severe weather and the fire weather at this point. So now, low pressure. Yes, very low. Look at this. Look how fast this drops. Okay, so we'll go to 21Z Thursday, 996. So remember where the pressure is right about in here. So we're at around 997, 996 millibars. Let's go forward. 21Z. We're down at about 973, 970. Probably even happened a little sooner than that, actually. We're down at about 974, 971, 972 millibars. That's a very fast pressure drop in 24 hours. That is roughly about 24 millibars. 20 to 24 millibars. It does technically meet the definition of bomb cyclone genesis, a bombing cyclone over the high plains. That's going to be your source of lift. That's going to transport instability. And here's a look at that here, of course, for your Friday. We're talking a lot about instability here on the order of about 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram, all the way from the deep south into the northern plains of Iowa, into, say, Nebraska. That's your source of lift. And look what happens when we get those thunderstorms that develop. We're going to have a lot of energy to work with. Moisture is questionable, especially further north here, but I think we do have enough moisture in place with dew points in the low to mid 50s into Iowa that we will have a pretty substantial severe weather risk. And then especially further south by, say, Friday night, there's going to be dew points that are in the 60s all the way up in here, okay? So we have plenty full of moisture moving all the way up into St. Louis, Missouri by Friday afternoon into the evening hours. Southern or the deep south here, looking at dew points in the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s. So there's going to be a lot of moisture, a lot of instability with this system. All right, let's go to Doppler radar now because I have not showed you all that. When is this going to start? So let's fast forward this. Let's fast forward. More of the basics. Okay. So let's zoom in. Let's go to... Does that work? Yeah, we can use this. This is going to be as good as it gets here. So you can see storms fire up at around 3 in the afternoon. So again, that mid-afternoon, late afternoon-ish time frame, we're going to see storms fire up in eastern Kansas into Missouri. And then look at what happens by about 6 p.m. on Friday. Look at that arcing bow. Looks like a banana, doesn't it? It looks like a banana or the ring of fire because we have all that convection that spreads all the way from northern Arkansas into central Missouri, into southwestern Iowa, into central and southeastern Nebraska. This bent back C shape, that's going to be what is the concern here for the possibility of a derecho. Yeah, narrow. It looks to be a very narrow line, but it is going to contain a lot of strong winds, 70, 80, 90 mile an hour wind gusts potentially with this one, and the potential for maybe, I don't want to say this, a haboob, because we're going to have a lot of wind and dust out ahead of this too. So yeah, maybe a little bit of a minor haboob with this within the shelf cloud or right out ahead of the shelf cloud when you get that air that really, the air blows out from the southwesterly direction and then it gets curled, right? And then you get that haboob-like feature. And then this really falls apart with northward extent, but look at this southeastern quadrant hangs on for dear life for stronger showers, thunderstorms, stronger winds expected with that, and that's going to be moving in. So This is going to be right around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time. This is 9 p.m. This is 10 p.m. on Friday. This is 11 p.m. Friday. And then this is midnight on Saturday for Illinois. You can see those storms there moving through Springfield, Illinois, moving into Chicago, Illinois around 1 in the morning. Yeah, you'll be woken up by this. With strong winds, heavy rainfall, that sort of thing. And then the backside rolls through and it's going to stay really windy because of those southwesterly winds that rotate on around the system. And interestingly enough, air will also get a little drier too. You can see those dew points dropping off nicely. So how much rainfall are we expecting with this? So, of course, for the northern end of this, you could see anywhere between about half an inch to about an inch of rainfall. Most of the rainfall will be confined to the Ozarks and the Deep South, and that's because of that second round that's going to re-amplify. So you're looking at anywhere between about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. So there will be the risk for flooding in this area. Small creeks could flood as well as rivers. Maybe some landslides, some debris flows because of all the rainfall that you've recently seen over the last couple of weeks here. It's been, your grounds are really saturated. So you're going to see more and more moisture falling over the same areas. So yeah, prepare and brace yourself for river flooding, small creek flooding, as well as street flooding. So yeah, maybe just a weekend to stay home. Don't be doing a whole lot of traveling. If you do so, do it tomorrow. Get some food, get some non-perishables, so that way you can be stocked up for the weekend. All right, so on the European model, as far as snowfall forecast goes, none of the models really did my favor, so we're using the European. Not a whole lot of snow with this. Anywhere between about 1 to 3 inches of snow on the European ensemble forecast. All 51 members that make up the ensemble showing not much out of this. Now, if you are wondering, oh, there's some snow here, that's only that's only a tenth of an inch of snow. And the chance of snow in Illinois, 0%. I'm not expecting anything out of this at all for that area. And if you do get snow, it's not going to amount to a whole lot. Most of the snow is going to be taking place across the Intermountain West. So if you're wondering about snow, you're not getting it with this storm at all. It's going to be too warm, it's going to be really windy, and it's just going to be a very wet madness, all right, especially for the southeast. All right, before we get to questions, I did want to show you all some photographs. Go to that. By the way, this is our system that we had today. The system that's going to be impacting the Midwest in a couple of days. And look how this all evolved for us. Now, we got some nice, good, powerful winds out of this. And you can even see that lenticular mountain wave effect, these ripples, orographic over a stable atmosphere here. Pretty cool to see. All right. But that also means we had some strong winds out ahead of this today. That moved through. We're still getting some clouds and some rain in our area, but it has calmed down a whole lot since this during the daytime when it was really storming. All right, so let's go to the NAM and let's take a look here at some parameters for severe weather. These are scientific parameters. And what we're looking at here is significant tornado parameter. This is the STP based on wind shear, instability, moisture, and lift. All sorts of things that are put into the equation. And look at, so you can see 21Z Friday. This is around 4 and 5 in the afternoon for your Friday. And you can see definitely an elevated risk here for tornadoes. Some of these could be strong in this area. Based on the environment that we're looking at, not as bad down here in Louisiana. But watch when we go forward. Yeah, that is really bad. That is a 9.9 on the significant tornado parameter. And if I just click on a sounding in this area, 9.9 out of 10. 10 is turquoise. We don't want to go there with the turquoise. Look at that photograph. Look at that photograph. Very, very curved. I mean, holy smokes. Very curved photograph here. Very strong streamwise vorticity. Starting winds from the south, southeast at about 15 knots. You increase those winds rapidly, all the way up to over 80 knots. Over 80 knots at around the 1 kilometer level. That's going to introduce 0 to 1 kilometer storm relative helicity values of about 600 meters squared per second squared. That is phenomenal. That is very substantial. You do not, numbers over 100 and about 200 in theory give you strong tornadoes. Values over whatnot 400 could get you intense to violent tornadoes. We're looking at values here of over 500 in southeastern Missouri into central and eastern Missouri, such as St. Louis, Missouri, densely populated area. Your bunker's right moving supercell motion here is at 61 knots, so at about 72-ish miles an hour. These are going to be moving fast. Fast mover supercells, should they develop, which we are expecting some supercell development out of this. And boy, oh boy, if we get any supercell in this environment, and I'm not saying this to hype up to cause fear, we could have intense tornadoes. We could have 2+ inch hail, given that our lapse rates are steep enough, and we could have wind gusts exceeding 70 to 80 miles an hour under this environment with some of those supercells. So pretty much we could see significant parameters, mainly from wind and tornadoes out of this. We will see it from tornadoes, guarantee, based on what we're seeing here. Okay, let's go to St. Louis. I know this because it skips on over. So assuming St. Louis gets to about a 5, let's see what that looks like. I know this is not the St. Louis area, but assuming when we put that into motion another hour, let's see what that one looks like. Oh my gosh, yeah. Bent back C shape on the storm slinky, lots of veering, directional shear here, nice good warm air advection, moisture transport here. Steep lapse rates of about 7.5 to 8 degrees Celsius. That's not a problem. And lots of veering. Low LFCs and low LCLs. Going to give us nice, good structures. Wedge tornadoes, perhaps, if we get anything that forms in this environment, would likely be more of a wedge shape. Large wedges, because our LCLs, our ceilings are low, and the air mass is pretty moist. And look at this. This is pretty sickening. 65 knots. Bunker's right moving supercell. That is pretty dang fast. Let's go to southeastern Arkansas. That's a 5.3 as well. Yeah, this is not bad. I could see a little bit better. 3 to 6 kilometer, 0 to 3 kilometer lapse rates are not entirely good. We could see a little bit better here. Would yield some large hail, at least quarter size, and we do have pretty good, efficient veering with the wind. So this would not be a bad, not bad at all. This is good venting, actually, in the mid and upper levels. So yeah, we get a supercell in this. It would likely produce a strong tornado. So that is 3 soundings in a row from right about up in here. Let me use my black pen. So from right about in here, we took 3 soundings from these areas, and 3 and 4 of them did show PDS tornadoes. So we are looking at strong tornadoes on Friday afternoon into the evening hours. And then really, I mean, this is absolutely concerning. All the way up in here, all the way down into here. This is the area that I'm really concerned about, where we are going to have strong tornado production, especially in the afternoon hours. It's going to be more zeroed in here in not in Arkansas. Why am I saying Arkansas? Into western Alabama into much of Mississippi, these colors are not what you want to see. Okay, these are really high numbers all throughout here. This is, let's see how high this is. Yeah, that's a 9.9. That's a 9.9 down there in southern Mississippi. See what this sounding looks like. So southern Mississippi. Oh my gosh, yeah. Holy cow, yeah. This is really, really bad. This is very, very, very strong. Nice, good relative inflow in the deep layers. So we have good veering. Again, that's what we're looking at. Curved photographs here. Defiant to the right moving supercell relative to that. And so what you're going to end up seeing is definitely once supercells mature, they hook to the right. They move to the right of the mean wind flow. And that's why we are more likely, again, we will see at least a few, maybe numerous supercells on Saturday. And quite a few of these could go on to producing tornadoes, some of which will be intense. We could see intense tornadoes out of this. Given the aspect of this, good instability, that's not a problem. Steepening lapse rates around 7 to 8 degrees Celsius, that would be supportive of large hail of at least an inch in diameter, maybe even a little larger than that. High ELs, so nice good deep convection here up to about 45,000 feet. Nice good storm venting, so that separates the updraft to the downdraft. We're likely to see intense tornadoes out of this. Strong to intense tornadoes, that is, in around the southern Mississippi area. That's one sounding that was taken down in here. Let's take another sounding here in central Mississippi. What does this one look like? So again, doing my my analysis, this one looks even worse. Oh my goodness, yes. Very, very, look at that. Nice, good C-shaped slinky. That means we're using good storm relative wind all the way up to about 3 kilometers. That's a very deep storm relative wind layer that we're using up. That's very deep by all means. Nice, good veering all the way out. I mean, there is not much imperfections here. So, yeah, we get supercells in this environment. Again, they will be fast moving. They will be capable of producing strong to intense tornadoes. Nice, good warm air advection. Dew points are there for it. Low LCLs, low LFCs. So we're more likely to see wedge tornadoes out of this environment into central Mississippi. Now let's go and look at one more sounding down here, a couple more. Let's look at southern Louisiana, another populated area. Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yeah, this is very curved. Actually, more better with the critical angle here. So again, we could see a strong tornado out of this if we get any supercell that develops in this environment off the Gulf of America. And then one more supercell look here over Alabama. Northwestern Alabama. Now, this one doesn't look too bad, actually. Instability is a lot more skinnier, so it's going to be a little more tougher, but pretty good. Storm relative inflow. Actually, a little bit on the contaminated side, but not too bad here. Nice, good C-backed slinky here. Critical angles could be a little bit better. Let's see, our winds do veer back a little bit and increase. So as long as they're increasing, they're not going to be too detrimental to the storm. All the way out to about 300 millibars. So this is not a bad situation. Not bad at all for a supercell in this environment. Okay, so what I'm showing you here is what SPC uses. They look at photographs. When you hear the term photograph, they are referring to this monster. I clicked away from it. Take notes if you guys want to take notes. This is a photograph. So right here, photograph. Photograph, skew T, log P diagram right here. And the potential hazard type can be a little aggressive sometimes, but it does show us a PDS, so a particularly dangerous situation, analog systems down here, and more information for us forecasters to use. So yeah, when you hear SPC say the latest photographs are showing lots of curvature, they're referring to this, okay? All right, now I think that concludes the discussion, and it's time for questions. Any questions, anybody? Anything you need to ask me that I forgot to discuss in this live stream? Woo! That was a discussion and a half. Oh, Ethan B is here. Ethan, catch me up. Come on. Oh, wait. Oh, you're still here, though. You're actually here still. Can you make it? Can you still make it? Can you make it for at least 5 or 10 minutes? Sorry if I didn't get to your message. I was in the middle of the discussion. I hope I didn't miss you. I hope you're still here. I want to hear your opinion because boy, oh boy, this is pretty bad. This is sickening. This is like as good of a dynamic situation as you can get. Oh, I missed Ethan. Doggone it. I hate myself sometimes. What's up, Erica? How are you doing? Yep, I think I missed him. He didn't say he had to go, though. Oh, yeah, he did. He had to go. The NAM is going crazy. NAM normally overdoes stuff, though, a bit. It can, yeah. HRRR, though. Let's look at the HRRR. They're not going to give us... Why don't they give us 500 millibar winds? But look at this. It's even going pretty crazy, though. Look at that. 700 millibar winds gives us an idea with what it's showing. It's showing the same thing, too. It really is. Storms blossom up here, similar to the NAM. I mean, look at this. That's the HRRR. This is the NAM. I mean, pretty stinking, like, really, really good. I mean, let's compare. Let's actually, and let me see if I could actually show comparison, right? Can I compare another model? Can I? Yes, I can. I can compare. So you can see there's, oh, wait, this is not going to even work. It's only showing one thing. So I know this is hard to see a little bit for a lot of you. Actually, no, I can zoom in. It'll still work. So on your right side is the HRRR model. So don't get confused here. HRRR on your right side, NAM 30 kilometer on your left side. And look at, nearly it's doing, the HRRR is further north. Okay, the NAM is further south with it. But it shows nearly the same thing. It is stinking close as the dawn of time. And it's at confidence. What are they going to do with their next outlook on this Storm Prediction Center with this Boeing back C shape right here? And the apex of this, again, would contain gusts over 80 miles an hour. Yeah, I do agree with you, Colleen Priest. I think more of a damaging... I mean, if we get any rogue supercell, I would not discount a strong tornado. I think Friday is a day to really watch for a strong tornado or two. I'm not going to change my prediction on that. I think we will still see a strong tornado. Quite a bit of tornado activity, actually, on Friday. But Saturday is going to be the day. I think is going to be the day profitable for more tornado production. So that's what that shows. Let me see. Can I change the parameter? No, I can't, huh? I cannot. So with that, let's take a look at the winds and let's show the comparison on that. Are we going to work? I guess the comparison doesn't work for wind. But yeah, the wind is going to be the thing with this. Serious wind damage. Serious wind damage. Oh, I wanted to show you all the SPC outlook. I want to be thorough here. So day 3 outlook. Here we go. So this is the day 3 forecast. Let me zoom out. Yeah, so day 3, there's your enhanced risk right there. Nice, good, fat orange area. I think they're going to need to extend the enhanced risk for sure. I think the enhanced risk is pretty well set, and I think they're going to extend it right up in here, I think. And it's going to probably be trimmed a little bit north. The southern extent is going to be trimmed a little bit northward, I think, just because of what we're seeing. Well, actually, this would combine on 12Z Saturday, so this would be kind of the combination. But if anything, if we do get a moderate risk, it is going to be in this zone right in here is where I think the moderate risk could evolve due to that wind damage. It's going to be really serious. Actually, you know what? No, the wind partition actually might extend a little further west and then kind of bend down like that, I would say, is if they do go moderate. That's going to be where I think it's going to be because of that apex right there. Let's look at day 4. I've not seen the day 4 forecast. Oh gosh, yeah, day 4 is pretty large too. Yeah, see, there I'm agreeing with them on this one. I am agreeing. Nice, good, enhanced risk right here. And that's what we talked about on our models, except I think they might go a little further north on that enhanced risk. I think right in here, just based on our models. If there's a moderate risk, though, it is going to have to be down in here. It's going to be a small moderate risk down into the central southern Mississippi. That's where I think we could have a lot of strong tornadoes down in here. That's based on my forecast. Let's see, day 5. Oh, there's a day 5 slight risk. See, I'm kind of new to this because I've not been on the computer. I've been on the computer kind of off and on today. And there is the slight risk there. So we have 3 days ahead of us, except Sunday. I will not go live. There's no way I'm going live on Sunday. So if you guys ask me to go live on Sunday, I will not be able to. Not because of school, because I have church. I'm actually worshiping in church. And then after church, I have work. And yeah, so it's not school related. It is work and church related instead. So I will not be able to do Sunday for streaming, but Friday and Saturday look like the days to go live. And mainly reason why I'm going live on Friday for most of the day will be to cover that wind event, that fire danger threat. And then we will be covering the severe weather aspect of this too. Yes. Mark your guys' calendar. I do not know exactly what time I will go live on Friday. I'm probably going to shoot for about... I want to capture this wind event. The wind event for the Texas area is very concerning. As you know, I like the wind. I like to track the wind. So the wind is up my sleeve. So I would say probably about 9 in the morning, I think, is what I will do. Is I'll probably go live between 8 and 9 in the morning on Friday, my time. Okay. And then I'll go live probably through 8. Yeah, that would be 12 hours. So if I go live at 9 a.m. Friday, that's 9 p.m., that's 12 hours. It's a long day. I'll probably cut it there, but that could change again. But that's the window. That's going to be the window. And then on Saturday, we'll see what models show, but probably going to be about the same time, 8 or 9 in the morning Saturday until about 5 or 6 in the afternoon on Saturday. So a lot of streaming hours going to be kicked in here to this YouTube channel. And yes, I'm going to emphasize in this live stream, folks, look at it. Look at this. Look at it. What's that? What's this in my hand? What's this in my hand? Let me know in the chat. What's this in my hand? I know, Erica. I'm busy. People act like I get free time. I get to play video games all the time. The last time I played any video games on the computer, about 2 weeks ago. Well, no. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. The last time I did was when we did that storm chasing simulator. That was the last time I had any little bit of free time. So, yeah. My day is not free time. People think, oh, I get to when I'm at home, I don't do anything. No. You'll laugh. You would laugh at me. But yeah. Oops. Yeah. This is schoolwork. I am not doing schoolwork. I'm not doing schoolwork. Tomorrow, I'll do a little bit tomorrow, mainly in the morning, because I'll have some time in the morning to do at least a few assignments. But then after that, I won't be doing any schoolwork probably until next week. Yes, I was hoping to get this done by the end of next week, but no, severe weather. This is far more urgent because now we're dealing with a life-threatening storm. The confidence is high enough. I'm literally taking a break. I'm taking a break from this and streaming for you all. It gives me a break from school too. It really does. So, yes, I'm taking a break from school and I will be focusing on saving you all lives, right? You all are important. Yes, you all are important. But I do apologize if I have not been live for the last not live, but any video. I have not uploaded a video in a month. That's the longest I have not uploaded a video, and that's just because of my school stuff. I promise, fingers crossed, I will be done with this, hopefully, by early or middle of April. If the severe weather could knock it off and we can calm things down a little bit and I can get a lot of my school hours in, I should be done with this by early April at least. What was the paper? You know, school stuff. And I did it again. I turned off my screen. Yeah. This is Unit 5. No, wait. Unit 2, World History B. Get this. I have 3 more I have 3 more units after this, and I graduate. I get my diploma. 3 more units. And I promise, you won't hear school out of my mouth again. Yeah, so this is what I have to do. You guys want to know how much schoolwork? That's what's coming my way. That's Unit 2. This is Unit 3. This is Unit 4. And this is Unit 5. So, yeah. I have a lot more to do. I have, I think, 80 more assignments. 80? No, wait. No, I don't have 80. Because, wait. No, I have like 70-something assignments to go. 70 assignments. That might sound like, whoa, that's not very much, though. Yeah, but if you put in 45 minutes to an hour on per one assignment, that adds up. Especially the quiz. The quiz that they're giving me has like 31 questions, and then the test. The test on this unit that I just showed you all on 2 gonna have 51 52 question responses. Believe me, that doesn't seem like a lot, but 52, that's a lot. So that's going to take me at least a few hours to do. Thank you for the encouragement, you all, Natalie, Outdoor Adventures. But I promise, I'm holding my promise to you all. I am not doing school tomorrow afternoon because I need to live stream. I need to give you all the latest information on this big storm system that's developing. And then on Friday and Saturday, we're streaming all day. So, yeah, I'm not doing school. And it gives my brain a break because I was up until like 3 in the morning last night, 4 in the morning last night doing schoolwork. So at least you guys are helping to give me a break from the school aspect and focusing on severe weather. Will there be a moderate risk upgrade? There could very well. Western Illinois for sure. Which, by the way, it's only 10:25. Do you all want to watch me make a severe weather outlook on what my own opinion actually is? Say yes in the chat if you want to watch me. If you really do. All right, because I have cave, I will do it. Because I do need to make my outlook anyways. Yes, sure. Yes. A lot of you say yes. All right. Well, come on, say yes if you want. Bring on the noise. Yes, if you have time. Yes. 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 But I want to make it clear, the outlook that I make is not the official from the National the Storm Prediction Center. Okay, I want to make it clear. This is my own forecast because this is what the Storm Prediction Center actually uses. Okay, they actually use this. It's software. It's very advanced software. Okay, you can do some crazy stuff with this. You could issue weather warnings and you can do all sorts of things. All right, we will begin doing that. I don't think there's not much, right? Not many questions other than a couple of questions we're asking. Will this go moderate? Wait until we're going to base it off my forecast. But if I were the SPC, I would probably wait off maybe for one more outlook, maybe on the enhanced for Friday. But I think they're going to go moderate. I really think so. Especially up there in Missouri. I think Missouri is in some trouble. How bad is southwest portion of Oklahoma going to get? You're looking at it right now. Southwestern Oklahoma, you're looking at about 35 to 45 mile an hour sustained winds. So you will see a lot of wind damage. Serious wind damage. In fact, look how bad this is going to be. Look how strong these winds are going to be. These are the clean surface winds. So this is around 30 to 50 feet off the ground. And look at these winds. That's serious. That is serious. Little Rock, Arkansas, insane hail right now? What? Don't tell me there's insane hail, really. Wow. Nickel-size hail. That does it. Yeah, there's some hail on that. In Little Rock. Little lonely cell, isn't it? Little bitty cell. Yeah, there's no severe weather warning on it. It's just special weather statement. But yeah, always take cover if you are in a special weather statement or a severe thunderstorm warning in that Little Rock area. How bad will it be in Cincinnati, Ohio? Basing it off of the European model, let's take a look at that. Cincinnati, actually. Ooh, the Europeans coming in right now as we speak. Cincinnati. You're looking at winds of about 15 to 20 miles an hour in your area and wind gusts throughout your area right around 35 to 45 miles an hour. So yeah, you're going to get some strong winds, maybe wind advisory criteria for that area, but nothing unusual, nothing at all. But boy, oh boy, look at this. Look at Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Kansas are red. 60 to 70. Now, the European, of course, would be a little generous on the wind gusts. HRRR is going pretty crazy, though, on wind gusts. I mean, look at this. 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts here. And then on the on the NAM, similar amounts. So, yeah. All right. So, are you all ready? Are you all ready for my outlook? I'm going to start working on it. Let me open up Cave. Where's Cave at? Here we go. Is it not working? Oh, it is. It's working. Give it some time, you guys. There we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. Yeah, it's booting up the servers right now, so give it some time, and then you'll see my very own outlook on AWIPS for Friday's weather event. Completed Conquest 2. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's go into here, Mercator. Let's go to here. By the way, cities do not work. So if you guys were wondering why I don't have cities on my community post when I posted that outlook, that's because the server is not sufficient, apparently, enough to pull in data, JavaScript data, and I'm not able to. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Come on, come on. You guys give me luck. Come on, give me luck. It's retrieving. It's retrieving. Is it retrieving? Oh, it works. It works. It actually works. You guys gave me some luck. Thank you. Thank you. It actually works because it didn't work before. It gave me all these error messages and stuff. So that was not good. So what I'm going to do you guys like the colored map? Let me know. If you guys like the colored map, I will use it. I think I'm going to use white for the state borders because that kind of shows up a little bit better. And actually, I can go in here and change. No, not that. Go in here, line width. Yeah, we can make the line width a little bit thicker and increase our cities density. Increase the density a little bit so we get more cities on there. Okay. So that's what we got. And actually, I'll show you how to make an outlook by using Cave. How does that sound? A little bit of a showcase, huh? A little bit of a tutorial. So we got our cities. That's what we need. We need our city. We need our state lines. That's what we need. And we like the color map. All of you agree. So we're going to go up here and click on Tools. And we're going to get down here to PGN Palette. We're going to click that and go to Met. Click that. And then go on over to, oops. Oh, don't you dare tell me you did this again. Don't you dare tell me. Why are you back there hiding in your little cocoon? Oh my gosh. Okay, bring me back. There we go. Let's try that again. So let's go to PGN Palette, Met, Outlook. There we go. So that works. So we need this on the side. I'm going to put that actually, you know what? I'll keep that here so you all can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue TSTM. That's your general thunderstorm risk. We are going to use a smooth level of 0. We're going to fill that in and we're going to close it off. And our line width will be a 5 because I like using 5 for that. Actually, you know what? Actually, what I'm going to do I'm not copycatting off the SPC, but I do that with the general risk so I can get an outline of what I'm, so I can kind of then put it in like that. Actually, you know what? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice whatever general risk we have over the West. I'm not going to include that in this outlook because I don't think people really care very much about thunderstorms in my neck of the woods because they happen all the time, right? So we're not going to use that. We're going to go. Actually, no. Fortunately, the general risk does cover where I want it to cover. So I will place that as my starting point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. Okay, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to go up. Now, again, this is not an official SPC outlook. I want to make it clear in this live stream because I don't want to get called out and say, hey, you're impersonating the SPC. No, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do that. This is actually free software for public domains. So you can use it at your discretion. So what we will be doing is we'll be doing this. So we'll be going down like that. So I think my general risk is going to go down here a little bit and then kind of over. And sometimes you do need help at looking at models and run them through. So instability. Okay, we are going to have instability over there. So we're going to run that. This is the scenes behind an outlook, how it's made at the SPC pretty much. Actually, wow, there could be some strong thunderstorms with that. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put that like that based off the models, what I'm looking at. And I'm going to put the general risk. So that's my general risk. So we have ran that through. So what we're going to do, we're going to put TSTM. That stands for thunderstorms, general risk. Nothing too significant about that. Huge giant, bold it. We're going to bold it. And what I like to do sometimes, I like to put a box so it outlines it a little bit more. And there's a little bit more tastic to it. And I put it on the bottom. Actually, where I'm going to put that is on the top here because we're going to have to fit our marginal risk. So our TSTM is going to go there. Actually, you know what? We could rotate this too a little bit. So we put it right like that. So we're going to put our TSTM right there. So now that's been drawn out. So what's the next color, folks? Tell me in the chat. Help me out here on making an outlook so I don't leave you all in the dry. What do we need next? Help me out. I already know the answer. I know how to do this. I've been doing this, but let's interact. What do I need next? What color is next after TSTM? The general risk. Marginal, right? So we need marginal. So let's draw that up. Let's draw that up. And with that, I am going to base it off of a few factors here. So let me go back here. Sorry, this is going to take a little bit of time. This is patience time. This is time consuming on making an outlook because you have to know where the parameters are going to meet based on everything. So yeah, that's where I think it's going to go. The marginal risk is going to go way up there, even to into Wisconsin. So we're going to make a line of 5, and we're going to fill this. So it's going to be filled in like so. actually, this map might have to get changed. We may need to change the color of the map a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna do. I'm confident that Minnesota could have at least some sort of a risk of severe weather. I think the parameters are there for at least something. So we're going to go out to here and then nail it back to a marginal. I think there's going to be something over here across eastern Kansas. Going to bend this back. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, I'm not perfect with my articity. That is perfectly fine. That's to be expected. And this goes through 12Z. So, yeah. For sure, this area definitely under a marginal risk. So that's my marginal risk. So again, we repeat the step, except we're going to put this 0 degrees radial. Actually, 0 degrees here. Okay, marginal. Wait. Oh, yeah, I got it right. So marginal risk is going to go up here. And we're going to tilt this a little bit more. So that's where my marginal risk, I know the map. See, that's why I wanted to use a white black background. I didn't even realize that. Actually looks ugly. So what I'm going to actually do is put a stop to this. No, not do that. Is I'm going to change the background color. Take off topography, and then I'm going to... Can I actually change this, or can I not change the background? Oh, come on. Don't freeze up on me now. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, set background color. I'm going to make this white. Oh, shoot. No. I don't want... Just hang on tight, folks. We're getting the cities back on. There we go. There's my outlook. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But it will have to do. It will actually, you know what? How do you guys like it so far? How do you all like it? Let me know. If you guys don't like it, then I could use a thicker line tool that will actually make this look similar. Looks much better. Okay, you actually like it. The dark green looks like black to me. I don't know why. Maybe that's just my eyes. So we will continue that and go to slight. Colored in. Yeah, so for that, so the way this is done, it's not done like you think it is. So in order to fix that problem, I'm going to have to, gonna have to remake this. I know it's time consuming, but don't worry. We make mistakes and we learn from them. This is gonna give us a thicker outline, and I'll show you why. So if we use dark green, it's filled. Look what it's gonna give us. See the difference versus the other one? So this is actually more solid when it colors it in. So that's what we're gonna use instead. So just like before, we are going to have to use that light green. I don't know how accurate the general risk is, but I guess it's going to be accurate enough. Smooth level is 0. We don't want smooth level on at all, and we'll make this a 5. So this might have changed just a little bit, just by a little bit, but don't freak out. It's pretty much the same outlook. This will make it look a lot better now because of the color scope is a little bit better. That's where, yeah, that area, right in the Nebraska area is where I think we're going to have some severe weather. At least over here, and then we bend it back towards Kansas City. And it kind of just stays that way, like right along the border here. Don't worry, it looks ugly now, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Once this is, get some work, kind of have to fix it up and make it look a little pergy. Remember, these outlooks are made by me and not official SPC outlooks. So please seek official info. Do not that I'm not in and that I'm not accurate, but of course the experts at the SPC are 10 times more accurate than I am. They're always the best. Because I don't want to take their talents away. That'd be a very bad thing to do. Not that type of person. Other people might do it otherwise, but I'm not that type of person. Oh, no, I did not want that. How in the heck do I get the background? I guess I can't make it black. That sucks. Cannot make the background black at all. That would be a little nicer if I can. But here's a general risk of thunderstorms. So now we're going to move on to the next thing. And that's going to be marginal. So we are going to start again with our line tool. Our line tool, going over here to our line. Perfectly fine. Okay. Marginal. So our marginal risk is going to be similar with its color, right? So we are going to do let me know how you guys like this now new style. You'll probably see the difference here in just a second. You'll probably see it like and be like, wow, it is way better. It is so much better. Okay, so there's your marginal. I'm going to really back that off over here. Man, that northern Wisconsin, that bow line, though, that makes things complicated on how far north that gets. Probably even say marginal up here. And I will include Minneapolis should steer clear, thank goodness. This right in here, though, where that little bow line goes north, we could have some marginal gusts with that. So that's what I will include here. There we go. Is it better? Yeah, way better. Yep, see? So now you can kind of get that green. The green sticks out a little bit more, right? It pops. It's like, oh, that is a marginal instead of, is that black did he draw? No, it's not black. It's actually dark green. So it makes it a lot more appealing, makes it look a little bit more colorful. All right, so we need slight risk, right? Now the slight risk, you might think it's like a yellow, but it's actually kind of an orangish yellow. You know, it's kind of like a stoplight. When you think of yellow on a stoplight, it's actually kind of an orangish, yellowish. So that's what we will be using. Man, I am not liking what the NAM is showing though, with that convection further south. I am not liking what I'm seeing there. Makes it really complicated. I'm going to go to pivotal weather and see if there is going to be convection that forms the need for a marginal risk or a slight risk. So this is part of the forecasting process. I have to look at radar and see where the convection actually sets up at, and then do it and go from there. So I'm looking at my model. European is more high def. It's going to resolve things a little bit better. There is convection down here. There is convection. Forms Saturday or Friday afternoon. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to the slight risk, though. I think I'm going to need to do that just because of what we're seeing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hang on to that slight risk. This back end right here, this is where I'm really concerned about. So, yeah, I don't, you know what though? They did agree with me. Actually, no, I'm not cheating off the SPC. I did extend that a little further south than what I think we will have enough coverage that there will be a slight down there briefly, I think. So I'm going to keep that going. But the enhanced risk, I'm going to trim that down a little bit. The enhanced risk is not going to be as far south as the other, like it was before. Text. Let's do text. Do this again. SLGT slight, right? Yes, SLGT. I haven't done this in a while, so be patient. Put the slight right there. So that's the slight risk. Now it's time for orange. Orange, orange, orange. Okay, so this is going to be the easy peasy because I know where it's going to be really bad. And this is going to be straightforward. Man, there's a lack of forcing, though. It's been consistent in model runs for a while now. That forcing. Actually, this is only the second. Oh, no, wait. This is the third model run. Yeah, it's been trending northward with that forcing. Yeah, I don't know. Boy, it's going to be tough. That line popped off a little bit more in Memphis, so I will keep Memphis, Tennessee under the enhanced. I think I'm going to do that. Just because there is enough support there. And yeah, for sure, Indiana, central Indiana in Indianapolis, I will keep you all in the enhanced. Oh, wait, no, hold on. You know what? No, I'm not going to go that far. Dag nabbit, where did my radar go? Oh, there we go. There's our radar. Oh, no, that's going to fall apart. So I am going to keep the enhanced. Yeah. I'm not liking what I'm seeing in southeastern Wisconsin with that bow line, though. I'm gonna have to put the enhanced in the far southwestern side of Wisconsin. So I'm gonna keep that. Northern extent of that really gets abolished. So I'm gonna really do that. Even so, the NAM does show convection popping off over here in far eastern Kansas. There is not enough support and consistency for warranted for higher probabilities. But I am zeroing in. I am zeroing in on a moderate risk though. But I'm gonna think twice before I issue that, because after all, you all are watching this. We don't want to freak anyone out. Right? We don't want to freak you all out. I'm not here to cause harm. Don't want to do that. So it's a matter of where am I going to put the moderate risk if I do put one out. Am I going to go moderate, folks? What do you guys think? Will I go moderate? Will I go moderate? Oh, this is a tough decision. This is a tough decision. This is a tough decision. And my outlook looks so much crappier on the southern end. I think I'm going to have to modify that enhanced a little bit, though. I could modify things. All right, I got my decision. Do you guys want to hear my decision? After looking over models and strong consideration with the bow line that sets up, okay, so the bow line that sets up primarily, let me use my map here for reference. So the bow line that sets up primarily from about Interstate 49, or wait, state or Highway 49, or Freeway 49, or Interstate, sub-interstate, however you want to call it. Do you guys want to hear my decision? Are you guys ready? This is for Friday. For those that are wondering, this is Friday's outlook. I'll make Saturdays here afterwards. Okay, so based on significant consideration, all right, based on the bow line, okay, that northern apex is where I'm looking at. Okay, that northern apex in central northern Missouri, that looks very solid, has a lot of wind power behind it, and it is in the left exit region of that jet, in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. There's enough kinematics, thermodynamics to support that line very well. It's been quite consistent in the last few model runs of the high-res NAM forecast. Therefore, I am going to introduce a moderate risk, primarily for damaging winds, though. It's not really tornado. Well, there will be some tornadoes within that line, some brief spin-ups, but it's really going to be wind dominant, I think. It's going to be driven by wind is the main thing with this. So, with that being said, I am going to go moderate. I hate doing this. Believe me, you guys, I'm not here for the fear to cause panic. I did not want to go moderate. I really didn't. But I think there's enough confidence for the northern end of this to be pretty significant. At least right in here. So I'm going to introduce it right about in here. Oh gosh, let me redraw that. Oh my gosh. I gotta redraw that. That looks terrible. Yeah, it looks terrible. You know what? Actually, I'm going moderate right about in yeah, right about in here is oops. I chose a color. Why are you complaining? I chose a color. I chose red. I chose red. Yeah, it should work. All right, so here we go. I hate doing this. I don't feel comfortable, dagnabbit, but I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm not confident enough to pursue that for Missouri, though. I'm not going to go, not for Missouri, for St. Louis, Missouri, I meant. So there's my moderate risk right there. I think a small one looks good. I think it looks good. I think we're going to see enough confidence for at least a numerous outbreak of severe weather right in that moderate risk. I bet people are laughing at me in the weather community like, ooh, you went moderate. I didn't want to. I really didn't. You can tell people this, that David didn't want to go moderate. But I just see it. I really do. So now I need to save this. Save as Friday. This 3/14. Make sure my date's correct. Yeah. This is the practice. All right. Okay. Okay, it should give me a palette. Where's my palette? Oh, here we go. Wait, what? I think this is the one that I need. Watch what I'm going to do now. So then I get my layers. So we want to default this and then add. Then I could add my tornado probabilities. So first goes tornado. Yep, this is how you do it. They did it! They did it! No, they did it. They went moderate. They went moderate. I got it. I went, well, their moderate's a lot bigger than mine. Wow. Like, whoa. Like, it's a lot bigger than mine. Okay, SBC. I did not expect that. I did not expect you to go moderate that far east into central Illinois, but hey, you guys are the experts. We got to give them a round of applause because they do expect a moderate. I expect a moderate. It is not driven by tornadoes. That's what we kind of talked about. It's for wind. It's for significant winds. That's going to be the moderate risk driven event. And large hail. Wow, this is all significant. It's a loaded severe weather outbreak. Everything is significant. Hail is 30 sig, wind is 30 sig, tornadoes is 30 sig. So we're going to skip on over now and go to the day 3 outlook since we looked at that. Hey, you know what? I called it though about when they did. Wait, why did they make their outlook so early? Wait, oh, it's day 2. That's right. The day 3 is the one that's kind of a little later. They went moderate. That's crazy. That means we're going live. We're live streaming this. But I thought they would go a little higher over here in Nebraska. They didn't. They did not. They didn't. But there is a moderate risk. Now, it shouldn't be that hard at all to knock down or knock the grail off the horse's feet for day 3. The day 3 is going to be, the day 4 will be day 3. So I'm making Saturday's outlook now. So forget about the outlook that I just made. Forget about the outlook I just made. It's not going to be published. It's not going to be published just because we got the moderate risk. Now for Saturday's outlook. Saturday is going to be the day where it's going moderate. It's going moderate. I am not liking the kinematics at all and the thermos. Let's see how we're going to pursue this. Let's see how we're going to do this. Actually, I only have the euro. How does that sound? Gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I need help from you guys. Do you think I should go moderate for day 3 or not? Do you think I could go should go moderate for day 3 or not? Help me out, folks. I don't know, because we are not in the high-res models in. The supersolid composites on the Euro are 20 to 25, so they are pretty high in Mississippi. So let me view Mississippi here. Oh, they're even calling for PDS tornado soundings on this. So, wow. There is pretty good agreement. There is good agreement on that. Sadly. Someone said definitely. I am not liking what I'm seeing on Saturday. I'll be honest. I am not liking. I mean, you guys tell me if this is like right there, that red. That doesn't mean it's a high risk or a moderate risk, but the significant tornado parameters are up to a 10 on this thing. All the way up to a 10. I mean, it's literally almost off the scale. I'm warning you. I'm not liking what I'm seeing on Saturday. I am not. When we cross that bridge, we'll get to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in I'm going to draw a general risk first, and we'll just walk towards the, we'll go scale by scale. So we're going to go here and draw. I chose a color. Or did I not choose a color? I did choose a color. Okay. So we are going to draw. And I am calling for a general risk this far over. This should be easy because the thing is going to be slanted. This is, by the way, based on the NAM 12 kilometer solely. So this might be a little off. We all have our different opinions. So, yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Oh, yeah, it's not looking good for Saturday. Or for Friday, at least, right now. Yeah, so the Ohio area is going to need to be on the lookout for sure. And since there will be probably time after this, I will show you what this program could also do that I think you guys are going to like. So let's do the whole 9 yards again. Text. There's my, look at that, old moderate. Hey, look at, I drew a little glove. Do you guys notice that? I just noticed that. I'm like, whoa, I drew a little mitten, like little mitten. I am as creative as some of those professionalists out there, I guess. Okay, so for sure up here, because there's going to be enough instability. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely holding on to my belt, my seat belt on that one. Oh gosh, yeah. There's definitely going to be severe weather up in the Ohio Valley on Saturday for sure. So that's going to stick. Oh yeah, for sure Saturday. Saturday's juicy for the Ohio Valley. Might even see a strong tornado there, actually. Southern Ohio could see a strong tornado threat. Yeah, for sure. That area needs to have something. Oh, yeah. So I'm going way up over here. That's how the professionals do it. With their secret little paintbrush. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I do? I did something. I ruined. Okay, I need to modify that. Shoot. Shoot. That's why there's a modify tool. I can modify this. Oh, that saved me time. That saved me time. SPC did not upgrade day 3. Wait, is there... Wow. They did not go day 3 moderate. It did not on my end. They did not upgrade on my end. Day 2 is moderate, but day 3 has not been updated yet. Or am I seeing this wrong? Because on the SPC, they did not issue... The next day 3 outlook is not until 7:30 Zulu. So not for another hour and 14 minutes. Or 13 minutes now. So they did not go moderate yet for Saturday. Yet. I want to emphasize that. Yet. Okay, so let's put the slight risk in. I'm betting it's going to be bad for Louisiana. Oh my goodness, yeah. For Louisiana, trouble, double trouble. As the professionals, people will already say this is going to be a high risk for Saturday. No, we're not going that far. I still yet to make the decision if it's going to even be moderate for day 3. So, or you guys even ask, you should go through day moderate. No, I'm not. I don't know if I'm going moderate. So. Okay, so yeah. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to modify that. Definitely gonna have to modify that. One little point there. There we go. It's probably a little bit better. Actually, I'm gonna have to modify the... Oops, no, I don't. There we go. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so now. Oh, I forgot my marginal text. How dumb. I didn't forget about the slide, though. Okay. Again, Disclaimer, this is my outlook and not the SPC's. So before you guys try to go out there and say, oh, David's impersonating the SPC. No, I'm not. And if I am, let the SPC come to me if it's a problem. Then I'll stop. Of course, they haven't come to me yet, so we're good. All right, so now we are going to go over to the enhanced orange. So that is going to be... Man, Kentucky, though, could be in a little bit of doo-doos. Southern Kentucky, that is. Which is why I'm moving forward with that. Oh gosh, Western Florida is going to be decimated. Yeah, I'm going. I am for sure going. I'm going a little north just because of the amount of STP and SCP that we are seeing. All right. I am really concerned with a lot of PDS soundings, especially in Mississippi. Alabama, let me look at Alabama. What are we seeing in central Alabama? Actually, let me go over to the significant tornado parameter. Oh, shoot. Yeah, central Alabama is going to see... Let's see here. Yeah, STP's over 5 in central Alabama. Okay, I'm going moderate. I am moving forward with this. Totally in Mississippi. Forget about how bad or how little Mississippi is going to see. Mississippi is definitely in a moderate risk. Oh, no, not that. I need red. Where's my red? There's my red. So I am going moderate on day 3. Actually, you know what? Day 3 moderates are rare. But what do you guys think? I need your guys' help. We looked at the soundings. They do not look good Saturday. I have my hunch. Saturday has been the day. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, those 3 states. 3 states. There's confidence. I think there's confidence for Saturday for a moderate risk. I think so. Hey! Yes, Patty Pat. Pat,
Hey, David.
yeah, before you actually talk, I'm working on my outlook right now.
I'm watching your stream.
I will ask you is Saturday's going moderate. There's no way. I looked at a lot of soundings in central Mississippi, especially, and northeastern Louisiana. And there's a lot of PDS soundings. And I don't know if you saw the photographs out of that area, so I don't know if it's warranted to go moderate, but it deserves one because the STPs on College Dew page, which is the fixed, more accurate version, is between an 8 to a 9.5.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to tell you this right now. Go moderate.
Go moderate?
It's going to be a day 3 moderate. In fact, we were talking about this on my stream on my stream tonight as well. there's a lot of confidence with this, especially for that part of the South, that this is going to be a scenario where we have a day 3 moderate. Also, David, in case you didn't see, there's a day 2 moderate risk.
Oh, I know there is.
Right
Oh,
over
yeah.
my area. Right over my area.
Golly word. I am a little surprised they went that far east with the moderate. I was thinking more like southern. I was thinking more targeting central Mississippi because that bow echo line. That's what I was thinking that would contain the strongest winds. I'm a little surprised they actually went that far east. I'm still in shock. Do I agree with it? Not entirely, but
Sure.
we have our own opinions between me and the SPC. But
Yeah, for
they're the experts, and we do have to trust them. So the fact that they did go that far east makes the moderate risk even bigger, more population. In fact, the moderate risk covers almost 7 million people alone.
Yeah, that moderate, about 6.5 million people right there, including my area. Like St. Louis is right in the middle smack of this right here. And I'm like, yeah, I've been scrambling just over the last 30 minutes looking at this. So John and I have been scrambling about this as well. About this, we did not expect this to happen. We
I
thought this
know.
would stay enhanced and go day 1 moderate. The fact that the SPC is going moderate, that's telling me they're seeing something. And based on what I'm looking at, I think what we're seeing the mid-range runs really turn it up a notch. The HER also really turned up the environment a notch. And we're going to continue seeing that for quite a while. And that's very concerning, to say the very least. As for what's going to be happening on day 3, what we're noticing is it looks like the models have trended the day 2 risk, the greatest day 2 stuff further and further to the north. That is very, very bad, because what that's going to do is it's going to leave it's going to be leaving the risk in the south, like in the deep south, relatively intact. It's going to not touch it nearly as much as it would if it were what we were potentially going to be seeing otherwise. And that is very, very scary. And Brendan was on our stream tonight as well. And he's very, very concerned about this whole situation. The models continue to uptrend and uptrend and uptrend. And
Yeah.
I am
Oh,
very
yeah.
concerned. Yeah. Now we have a double moderate risk for day 2 and day 3, respectively.
Well, day 3 not official, but
not official, no. But they're going to go for their SPC is likely going to go for it. If they don't, go ahead and flog me, guys. I'm just a college student giving his own opinion on this. Currently in mesoscale meteorology, but don't have my degree just yet. But what I will say is this is going to be a very interesting event. As for what we're going to see in the Midwest, we talked about tonight. That's going to be more of a straight line wind threat. But the fact that they are going moderate for straight line winds scares the heck out of me, because that is something you don't typically see. I know Tristan's already saying, "Oh, this is a derecho possible." I do not think it is. The
really,
environment's going to mainly be
for Saturday, Friday.
for
You
Friday.
could. You're. I was thinking a derecho because that bow echo, that line. I don't know if you.
Yeah, but derechos, they need to travel at least 250 miles and last at least 4 hours to be considered a derecho.
True.
Just for parameters. And I don't think the environment past western Indiana is going to support that. It's going to be more of a localized situation. Still going to pack one heck of a punch, but it's going to mainly be localized in the mid-Mississippi River Valley. Yeah, it's going to be problematic, and I'm very concerned about myself, because I'm worried, because my plan is I'm going to be streaming this Friday night. My worry is I'm going to lose power, and it's going to screw everything up, because I'm planning to cover this on the big event on Saturday, and losing power for an extended period of time is going to really mess up my schedule with that. And in fact, I can give you a quick example. On June 30th, 2023, it was Friday, June 30th, 2023. We got some severe weather that hit our area. It was only a slight risk day, and we got hit by 60-mile-per-hour straight line winds, and my entire town got knocked out. The entire town's power grid got knocked offline from those winds.
Oh gosh.
It wasn't just my neighborhood or anything like that. It was the entire city. And
oh shoot.
our power, we lost power for about 10 hours. The worst part about it, too, was we lost power around 10 o'clock at night. And we had just started, because it's in the middle of summer, we had just turned the AC on 10 minutes ago. So it didn't really cool the house down. And it was a very miserable night for me to sleep and all that stuff. And the worst part about it is I had work at 6 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Oh gosh.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I did not sleep very well that night. Yeah, but we got power restored by about 8 o'clock in the morning. But the internet was out for quite a while. It was out for about 4 days. And
oh jeez.
yeah, thankfully, if a scenario like that were to happen again, I'd leave. I'm going back to school on Sunday, so I wouldn't have to worry too much about it, other than for about a day. But but by and large, that was something that I did not want to experience, and that's my main concern with this huge risk being put out by the SPC and the threat that it poses. So
Yeah.
I just figured I'd add my 2 cents. I'm gonna head to bed pretty soon, but before I go,
Yeah.
do you need me for
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, just monitor the chat while I'm making this outlook.
Sure.
I just realized there is no individual probabilities for any parameter like Tor, wind, and hail. So sorry if I put that there. If you see like a 15 sig for tornado on Saturday, no, ignore that.
That's
It's
15 sig in general.
Yeah, 15 sig in general. So I didn't even realize this at all time. Day 30. Oh gosh, I'm ahead of myself. Okay, so that is 5%. 5% risk for tornadoes. But how's everybody enjoying the stream? If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button. We will be
Leave a
live.
like, subscribe.
Yeah, we will be live on this severe weather outbreak, for sure an outbreak. Probably the worst outbreak in at least a couple of years even.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be an event that we're not going to see for quite a while. Justin G, you think a derecho is possible with this? My question for you is, do you think it's going to mainly stay concentrated in do you think it's mainly going to stay concentrated in the Midwest and mainly avoid the South, and the South typically is going to get semi-discrete stuff? That's my question for you. What's your thoughts on that? Also, I'm monitoring the chat. Let's see. Yeah, Baldwin. My mom is in Baldwin. I'm very nervous about it. Yeah, that's outside of St. Louis. I believe that's is that on the outskirts of St. Louis County? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I would be preparing for this. I'd be preparing for straight line winds exceeding 75 miles per hour at this current point. If you are in St. Louis, the tornado threat is a bit more iffy, in my opinion, mainly because the parameters I've looked at are a bit sus. I would say they're like this first, like the 0 to 1 kilometer shear is not fantastic. But I will say, considering the uptrends I've noticed in some parts, we're gonna have to be very careful with that. So hopefully things will be okay. Hopefully things aren't as bad, but we'll have to see what's up. Okay, Justin G responded. Up north with the wind risk, I'm thinking the main risk will be central Missouri to central Illinois. Even that would be enough for derecho classification, but again, definition is important. Absolutely. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate you for answering that. Yeah, West County. Yeah, I would definitely prepare for straight line winds as your main threat, but honestly, I would prepare for every threat in this case. because you have really good, down south, a conditional but intense torr potential exists. Not sold because profile appears rather dry, but higher end torr potential with any cell that can fire. Thank you very much for that. Will Johnson County, Tennessee be hit with anything very significant? Well, I'm not a. Let's see. Where's Johnson County at in Tennessee?
Okay, so that's that. Okay, so the enhanced is 30 sig. Well, we'll worry about that in another layer.
Oh, that's extreme Eastern Tennessee. I would watch it. Be very careful. I would watch it. I could definitely. Yours threat would mainly be Saturday night into Sunday morning. Erie, Pennsylvania. That's a little iffy right now, but I think you'd be on the northern part of that risk. Okay, Northeast Indiana. I would say prepare for straight line winds, mainly in the morning. I would say, but I would be very cautious about it. Is there a possibility if a derecho could hit Newark, Ohio, Saturday night? I think your risk is going to be more so from the stuff that's going to be hitting the south, because you're going to start seeing a huge mode. We'll have to see. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, because you'll have a completely different setup going on. Because what's going to be happening is you have one part of the trough moving in Friday night, and then you have another part of the trough digging down even deeper into the Great Plains, which is going to really enhance your deep south event. That's mainly the shear-driven force behind it. So, yeah, Eastern Iowa could definitely see like the start of it. But ultimately, you're going to be more in the northern part of it, I would say, especially if you're in like the Quad Cities, Dubuque, those areas. So, yeah.
All right, before I'm sorry to intervene here. So, those people that are wondering, this is the magenta color. This is not a high risk. This
That's
is
a 45.
That's a 45 significant for severe weather probabilities that are significant. That's the moderate risk right here. So do not get confused when you see, oh, he's drawing a high risk. No, this is a 45 significant. Well, 45 until I put a hatched area down, and that will be deemed a much bigger concern.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and head to bed. Justin G's got the chat taken care of. He's answering questions and all that stuff. It's going to be a very busy day for the both of us tomorrow, so I need to get some sleep. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You have a nice night, David. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
All right, you guys, just in time. I'm almost done with my outlook here. So this is what I see. So let's go. This is my moderate risk, and this is my probabilities. 5, 15, 30, 45, and so on. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to draw a hatched area. So I'm going to see if I can do that with this tool. And I change the pattern. Oh, good, I can. So it's going to be black, right? That's what we use is black for a hatched area. All right. Okay, that's that. So that is a SIG. So the black area. So I'm going to see if I can label that good without any confusion. 45%. I put it 2%. How crazy am I? SIG. And it's black. So I will put that underneath here. Okay. How do you all like my outlook? It is done. for Saturday. This is for Saturday. And again, this is not the official forecast. Not the official forecast from the SPC. Please seek official info. But this is my own forecast alone. No, do not worry about the tour, you guys. Do not worry about the tour. That is overall risk. That is the overall risk. Okay? That's the overall risk. Do not worry about the tour. That's just the overall risk. Okay. I should have... I don't know why I made an extra tab on that. That's maybe for day 2, though. I'd be ahead of myself. So that way it's already laid out. But Justin, what are your thoughts? How do you like my outlook for Saturday? Let me know. Let me know, please. If you're still here. By the way, Justin, do you want to talk on Discord? Join the stream for a little bit if you don't mind. I know you have at least 5 or 10 minutes, if you can. Really? Gabriel? Wow. You'd go that far south with the moderate? Well, yeah, but that's my opinion. There's always a day 2. Come on, you know? Bye. So that's the outlook. This is the probabilities overall. So I'm going for a 45 significant in that moderate risk. Okay. 30% SIG in parts of Tennessee, and then so on and so forth northward. It's going to be a slight. I go a little bit further north with wind. Well, this is overall probabilities. But I see what you mean, yeah. I see what you mean. A little further to the northwest. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I think I did overdo it a little bit. I sliced it. Actually, I could modify it. But that means I would have to modify the other parameters. Really, Justin? Oh, okay. It's hard to draw on a map sometimes, but I did pretty good. So I will save that. And then I open it. I could open it here. So this is my Friday outlook. Yeah, that's my Friday outlook. Doesn't look good at all. Compared to with what the SPC did. I mean, based on radar forecasts, you know, it looked like... But I was in a rush to do it too, kind of, in a sense. Oops, why is that? There we go. Okay, so that's that. So that's my outlook. Oops, could not set... Okay, thank you for letting me know that, computer. Okay, we will bring back this. Oh gosh, it's almost midnight. I have to take a shower. Because I will be busy all day tomorrow. So just to review with what we talked about, any questions you guys might have, for sure. Oh, up Justin's sleeve. Okay, which is part of the thumbnail. I didn't really get to the fire risk. I should have gotten to that. Justin, actually, if you can join the live stream on your behalf on that, that would be great. If you can. Because, yeah, fire conditions look pretty bad. They're going extreme. Oh, you're not available to VC? All right. So, as you all know, there is an extreme risk for fire danger for northern Texas, western Texas, eastern New Mexico. Winds are going to be very strong. If we go to windy.com, which is what I like to use for my forecasts. Justin uses it, by the way. Justin? Me and you are like partners on that. We literally, one of the only ones that use windy.com. This is the HRRR model. Let's fast forward this. You can see winds do pick up dramatically, especially over Amarillo. Sustained winds 45 to 55 miles an hour. Which, by the way, Justin, I think maybe I didn't send it to you. In some of the counties right in here in Plainview, I think it's Plainview. Oh, did they really downgrade the wind? Why did they put 55? I think it'd be stronger than 55. That's crazy if they did that. It's going to definitely be stronger than that, though. It's totally going to be stronger. Yeah, it's going to be stronger than 65. I did see 85 there. Actually, I have the... I sent this to Ethan earlier. Yeah, that's what the National Weather Service had at one point. Up to 80 miles an hour. So, yeah, winds are going to be a big issue with this for sure. Drier air and very low relative humidity is going to create a lot of problems. I mean, very dry conditions, especially by the afternoon hours. Humidity as low as 10%. Your dew points are going to be very low. Look at that. Really, really low dew points. Do you think it is possible for day 2 moderate? That's in question. It's more conditional on Friday just because of the convective evolution, the amount of moisture that gets involved. But at 10%, I was not really leaning towards a significant 15% for tornadoes on Friday anyways. I was shooting more for kind of for Friday night, especially over southeastern Missouri. But it's really going to be Saturday. Saturday, they're going to go for it easily. But on the fire side of things, fire conditions are going to be a big problem. Big, big problem. In fact, look at the fire danger on Friday. It's literally going to be extreme throughout most of Texas. Yeah, you can see right here, extreme, literally, on the EFI index. So that goes to show you just how significant this is going to be. Thank you for helping me out, Justin, by the way, tonight. 10% SIG for tornadoes and a 45 SIG for wind plus 15 SIG for hail. Yes, Gabriel. That's for this latest outlook from the SPC right now. That could change with future outlooks. I want to be clear. They may introduce a small 15% down here somewhere in later outlooks, but it's really wind. It's definitely the wind and hail driven. That's a big moderate risk too. I did not expect something that big. I'm dead center of the day 2 moderate risk. So you must be in Western Illinois. I'm guessing you're in Western Illinois. You're one of the 6,595,945 people. When does SPC release day 3? They will release it here in 40 minutes. You know what? Since I love you guys a lot as great supporters and everything, we will still be live until their Outlook comes out. We will wait until the next Outlook because that will come out here in like 40 minutes. I bet you they're going moderate. I know it already. If they don't, I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why they wouldn't. But I think they are. I think they're going moderate day 3. And here's why. STP. Oh, wait, that doesn't go that far. Let's go here. This is really bad right here. This is just... I mean, I know I shouldn't base my forecast off of this, but this is all the parameters. Supercell composite indexes are really significant right here in Mississippi. I mean, we're all the way up to a 21 here in central western Mississippi for Saturday. And yeah, that's contaminated. I mean, look at this. Look at that photograph. Look at that photograph. And Justin, you're going to look at this and be like, it's a little contaminated, but holy cow. That is pretty significant. That is a PDS tornado sounding out of central Mississippi. It could be a low-end high risk for sure. More likely it will. Rare to get a high-end high risk. That would be the worst thing you could ever imagine. But yeah, this is all coming out of Mississippi with all these soundings. Photographs are very curved. Very curved. Oh yeah, lots of wedges Saturday. That's a guarantee. And when you look at the significant tornado parameter, I don't know if you're still here, Justin. You here, bud? Oh, you still are here. Okay, there is valid reasons not to go moderate. Is possible for sure. Yeah, here's another sounding, central Mississippi. This is near, let's see where this is near. Jackson, Mississippi. So near Jackson, Mississippi, look at that photograph. Look at that photograph. I mean, that's an owie right there. That burns. Very curved. I'm telling you right now. Very curved. You start off winds. You aim your vector. So you want to aim your vector out from this. So how to read this is you aim your vector out and then you can get an idea of what your winds are doing with height. Right? So you can start seeing winds here at about 17 knots at the surface. You climb to about a kilometer, and at 1 kilometer they're over 60 knots up here where my arrow's pointing. And so you can get an idea. Storm relative helicity is over 600 on this sounding. 600, that is pretty serious. Both instability, moisture, and everything is there. And that's been consistent for the last many runs. 18Z run, again, had the same thing. Let's look at the 12Z run. Again, same thing. Same spatial area. 06Z, look at this, Justin. 06Z. Now we're getting further back here where it's not capturing it now because it's, of course. But literally, this is the 4th run. they have the same parameters for that. So that's why I'm concerned that this area here could have a strong tornado. Models will get even stronger. Well, yeah. Once we get closer, though, we will hopefully, by tomorrow night, we'll have the RAP in range and the HRRR NAM nest. We'll have all of these high-res models in range on how this is going to play out. But yeah, we have 35 minutes left. Oh, while we are waiting, I wanted to show you all one last thing on Cave. What you can do on this program. I literally closed it without showing you what it can all do. The HRRR does its thing. It's could be high risk. Yeah. HRRR has done well recently, so it's not out of the question. We'll see once it gets into range, though. But yeah, look at the wind shear, especially over Alabama. That's 519 meters squared per second squared. And that is one heck of a sounding. Look at that curvature. Serious curvature on that. Really large curving hodograph. So, yeah, okay, why are we not working? Oh, there we are. So I wanted to show you while we're waiting for the SPC update to come in. We'll use our colored on this. Oops, are we going to work? Are you not going to cooperate with me? There we go. Did cities work? Cities are still working. There we go. So, I just wanted to show you all what I can do with this program. Ooh, that's too many cities now. So let's go to 1. So what we can do on this map is we could actually do some cool stuff. So let me make my boundaries a little bit thicker. There we go. Go to Tools, go to PG&E Palette, and then what we can actually do is draw fronts. We can draw surface features, and what do you know? My thing disappeared again. I'm sick of this. I don't know why it's doing this all the time. It disappears on me. I have to go in there and do it again. So what we can do, we could actually add symbols. This could take a little bit of time to load because, again, it's using their servers. Yeah, it's loading. Give it time. You're going to like this. You're actually going to like this. Just give it time. It's loading. It's loading. 30 minutes remaining for the next outlook from the SPC. Are you going to load or are you just frozen? Yeah, this takes a little bit of time to load. So we will wait until that's completely done loading. And the program crashed. Yep, that's what happens when you overwhelm Cave so much. So, they are remarkably different, but the ceiling is therefore significant tornadoes. It's like March 24th with more instability. I agree with that. There's more instability further south with this one. Okay, are we going to load or are you going to refuse on me? Map, mappy map, or cave? You're not going to refuse. You're going to listen. Come on. Cities, topography, tools, and the palette. So let's go over to palette. This doesn't load. We'll give it time to load. But yeah, soundings in this area are really significant, especially in the Alabama, Mississippi area. Let's take a look at the rest of the map. Just to show you all where we're looking at is down in here in the deep south, mid-level lapse rates. Let's look at those. Those are sufficiently steep for at least some small hail, for some larger hail that does occur with that. Oh yeah, Justin, look at this. The bulk wind difference. So this is the bulk Richardson type deal here for Saturday. And look at this. Pretty significant wind shear values over here. Bulk shear. About 90 knots. Okay, did this load in? Did it load in? And that's what you get. Wow, where did the hodograph go? Can't even see the hodograph. How does that sound? You can't even see the hodograph. That is incredible. That is incredible. Oh, and you're going to refuse on me? Again? You're not going to refuse because you're coming right back over here and you're going to listen. All right, we're having too much issues with the front or the symbol kind of thing. So what we could actually draw here is a cold front. So, and I could also draw a dry line. So dry lines are typically goldish, you know, and I can do my smooth level 2, make this. And look what I can draw. Literally draw a dry line. This is just an example. And then basically I can draw a stationary warm front. I can be like, okay, there's a stationary front happening right in here. And then I can draw my low if this would actually work. So you can do some cool things with this. You can draw dry lines, occluded fronts, stationary, troughs, baroclinic boundaries. You can go to work with this program. It's really, really cool. It's what the National Weather Service and SPC use, except you're not logged into their servers, which you cannot issue warnings on their behalf. That would not be a good idea. But yeah, you can draw some cool stuff with that. Why is the STP higher in Mississippi than in Alabama? Because there's better forcing and better dynamics. That's one of the reasons why, is that the dynamics are a lot better in Mississippi than they are in Alabama. Not that Alabama won't have good dynamics for tornadoes, but really just everything comes together in this area. And it's also, oh, and there we go. It finally worked. So look at what we can draw. We can draw a low pressure area. Look at that. And then, you know what's cooler? You can draw arrows. So you can draw all sorts of things. On here, I can basically draw where the moisture is coming from. So I can say warm air advection. Like right over here, classic setup. And then over here, I can put drier air coming off of basically New Mexico. And then you got your stationary front. So you can really go to town with this. I mean, this is a pretty good program. It is a pain in the rear end to install and set it all up. But yeah, once you get it set it up, you can make your own maps, your own outlooks. The only thing you cannot do is submit them. You cannot do that because, or else you get to see the government at your house. Yeah, you get to see them in your doorstep or at your doorstep, and you do not want to see them at your doorstep. So here is someone requested Tennessee. So Tennessee is up in here. So there is certainly a tornado threat for Tennessee on Saturday, especially Western Tennessee seems to get the better action. Eastern Tennessee doesn't look to get it as much because one of the topography, lots of tall mountains in that area. You don't tend to get the tornadoes very much there. You can occasionally, but it's more of the flatter areas. But yeah, here even too, you do have a tornado threat. You do. Doesn't look like we'll see strong tornadoes in that area, but there will be a tornado threat for sure. What's up, David Potter? Outlook comes out in 20 minutes. 20 minutes until the outlook comes out from the Storm Prediction Center. And actually, you know what? I will open up Cave again. But this time, I think I can get their outlook before anyone else does. And I'll show you how you can do that. All right, so I'll just keep the map the way it is. We'll keep it naked. So what we will do is convective outlooks. Yeah, so this has not... Oh, wait, did they update this? They finally did. So, when this updates, guess who will get the outlook first? Guess who will receive the Storm Prediction Center outlook before anyone else? Let me know in chat. I'm sure you guys know the answer. Can you check the sounding for Columbia City, Indiana? Yes. I will go over there. Guess who will receive the outlook before anyone else? I sure will. I will be the first one to get it because why? This is directly to their server. So there's always a delay when it gets to their website. So supposedly, not all the time. It comes out as much as 15 to 30 minutes sooner on their website. Oh, no, not on their website. On here on Cave before it gets out there onto the website. Not always, but sometimes. All right, so you were saying for a sounding for that part of Indiana, right? So that is Columbus City. I'll tell you right now, Columbus City is certainly seen a non-zero threat for tornadoes. So that's kind of in this area. You're at a 1.0. It's not very high. We check the sounding in that area. Yeah, it doesn't look very conducive, and here is why. Number one, your effective inflow layer is not very deep. It's pretty shallow. It does not go very high up. I mean, this is below 1 kilometer, so you're not really ingesting a whole lot of moisture into these storms based on the sounding. And also there's a veered back pattern, so that can contaminate and make things a little bit messy with any storm here. Because you're imagining your supercell looking like this, and then you get the veered back pattern. It's not really ideal for very organized supercellular storms. This is more quasi transient-like structure with the sounding that we're seeing. So I don't think you will see very organized supercells, but any supercells you do see are brief, and they could be capable of producing at least some marginal hail. But yes, there is a non-zero chance in theory for tornadoes in that area, especially for the Saturday time frame. Here comes people asking me now for soundings in their area. Holding Louisiana. I don't mind. As long as they're not excessive as long as I don't get a lot of questions at once, we're fine with that. So holding Louisiana. I will tell you right now, you do not want to see the sounding in your area. Trenton, Watkins, by the way, you are on the map. Nice. So for your area, let's look at that. That's down in here. Okay. So that's right in here. Oh gosh, yeah. You don't want to. I'm afraid to show you the sounding actually. Let's look at it. Yeah, that doesn't look good. No, that doesn't look good at all. You're ingesting a lot of moisture and some instability. Instability could be a little bit better, but with enough forcing, I think that will be compensated pretty nicely in the lower levels. You're ingesting all the way up to almost 3 kilometers. So pretty much all the way up here, you're ingesting a lot. And then your 0.1 kilometer SRH is almost 400. So yeah, this could favor this sounding. Okay, a sounding is a forecast, and a forecast is guidance. This is guidance. This is not like, oh, this is what's going to happen. But if I look at the sounding, this screams for a intense tornado production. Might even be a violent tornado sounding, actually, because of how veering that wind profile is. Here comes the third request. Can you do a sounding for Raymond, Illinois, please, for Friday? I will tell you right now, it's probably not ideal for strong tornadoes, but I will go and check anyways. Depending on what part of Illinois that is, let me go and look. Wow, a little tiny town. Look how cute that little town is. About the size of Lockford, I would say. Oh, you're under a wind advisory, by the way. Good luck with that. So for Friday, I guess I got some bad news Friday evening. It doesn't look too good for your area. That area has a 2.8 roughly. Oh gosh, your kinematics. Yeah, if the instability would have been a lot better, you would have had no problem of seeing an intense tornado, actually. Your kinematics are I mean, where is the rest of the photograph? That's my question. Where is the rest of the photograph? I know Lava Command, yeah. Skinny, cape, but you would want more energy, for more robust updrafts, more explosive, development. But yeah, this photograph, oh my gosh, out of Raymond, Illinois, does beg for substantial wind damage. I mean, a lot of momentum in the low to mid levels of the atmosphere. Could see wind gusts over 70, even 80 miles an hour. Actually, no, you would see wind gusts at least 80 or higher because, I mean, not even a half a kilometer up into the atmosphere, you're talking about over hurricane force. Half of a kilometer above the surface. Okay, that is pretty serious. 0 to 1 kilometer SRH is almost 800 meters squared per second squared. That is, I mean, you increase the instability a little more. You get better moisture quality. That's a violent tornado sounding right there. That's a violent tornado sounding. Can I have a sounding in Green Bay, Wisconsin? That should be easier to. Green Bay is up over here. Green Bay is not looking conducive. So, actually, no, I don't think so. Green Bay has no tornado parameter, but heck with it. I will look at it for the sake of it. Okay. It doesn't look really ideal. Nope. Go figure. Doesn't look ideal. Terrible. Yeah, it's further south where that low-level jet is going to be in place. That's going to be your problem. Yeah, look at this right here. That's a 130 knot jet right there. 133 knot jet. But it's really right in here, this left exit region. You know what? Your mid-level lapse rates are pretty concerning, actually, in southern Illinois right here. Oh, that's because there's an EML. No wonder why. Never mind. There's a cap here. We're good. But yeah, straw condition. I would say Friday could go two ways. It could bust on tornado side or it could overperform. But the wind part, it's not going to bust on the wind. I'll tell you right now. Tornado is conditional more so on Friday. But Saturday, if things end up being an outperformer, then we have got a big problem. We've got a big problem. Hey, you don't want to know what that problem is. But yeah, look at this low-level jet in central Illinois. Oh my gosh, 90 knots. 90 knots, by the way. Wonder what the sounding looks like under this thing. You guys? Where did the photograph go? Oh my gosh, Central Illinois. I hope you're okay over there. I hope you're okay over there. Central Illinois, Springfield-ish area. Oh my gosh. You know what I would like to see? 65-degree dew points, large cape in that. And yeah, you would be talking about the worst tornado outbreak of your lifetime. You can see it on Pivotal. Oh yeah, I never even thought of that, huh? Funny that they don't upscale it on there for some reason. So we're going to use that then. We are going to use... $85 knots. See what this thing looks like. It's even off the charts. Look at that northern end of the photograph. Holy cow. I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. That favors a tornado for sure, though. Strong tornado? Not likely, but wow. I mean, almost 1,300 meters squared per second squared on that. But yeah, as far as the tornado threat goes for Mississippi, yeah. Look out, people. You know what? I could have went moderate in Illinois. I didn't even realize how intense that area of storms were. An error on my part. We all make mistakes sometimes. But yeah, look at that Boeing. That is going to be good. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not. All right. We are coming to a close on the time it takes for them to release their outlook. So I am going to deactivate this and reload it in and see if they got it out. No, they have not. Not yet. Not yet. We are 5 minutes away. At least if it gets if the laws of physics obey the same laws of physics on cave. Mississippi, Louisiana especially. Yeah, Saturday is pretty bad for those areas. Potentially, more likely, yes. There is a fair amount of updraft helicity swaths right in this area, so we could have numerous tornadoes. Numerous. You heard me say that. Numerous tornadoes in this area that I've circled in. Not all of them will be strong, but not all of them will be short-lived either. So we have to consider that. This area right in here, we have to watch. Back over here in Iowa, too. Anything that develops with good backing of winds, cold core setup over here, we could get a few well-organized storms. But the SRH right in here is going to be a prolific wind monster, a wind machine. That's what it's going to be, a wind machine masterpiece. This is bad. This is not good. And supercellular storms, very much possible until central Illinois. And that kind of falls apart with the eastward extent. Yeah, right in here, though, supercell composite parameters are pretty high. Pretty high. In fact, near St. Louis, Missouri. Let's look at that. It's near St. Louis. This is for Friday, by the way. Friday. Freaky Friday. What, you know, it would be a scary coincidence if we had Friday the 13th and we had that monster outbreak. Oh, goodness. And yeah, the photograph is not to be seen on here really well either. So yeah, a lot of wind shear, extreme wind shear over here. Okay. 3 minutes. 3 minutes to count down. I do not know how often this updates automatically. Should be fine though, I think. Oh, also, you know what I could do on this, you all? I could load meso floaters as well. So I could do an east meso floater. I don't know if this actually works. What do you mean there's no data available? What the heck? No data available on that either. Oh, on the meso west, there is. Oh, meso east, there is. So we will have to load that in. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. Why can't I get data? That's funny. I never had that problem before. Yep, I can't get data. Oh, you know why? I think it's out of date, maybe. That's probably why. All right, so we are going to wait for the next SPC Outlook. We're getting close, though. We're getting close. Right down in here in the Deep South. We're waiting for it. What's up, Kaden? You have a flight at 7 in the morning on Saturday. So, ooh, someone's flying. For what? What are you flying for? So you should be fine on Saturday. Let me look at the upper level pattern on the NAM. Let's look at the 500. You should be fine, yeah. Relative humidity values, oh yeah. You should be perfectly fine. This is the arcing band that's going to roll through overnight, and then you should be fine. You're getting the dry sector. So mainly in the 500 millibar layer, you're seeing a lot of drier air. Let's see relative humidity in lower layers. Yeah, you're fine. You're looking good. There's nothing to be concerned about. Dry slot over your area. But the PDS tornado watch, probably not likely on Friday. That is to be determined. But Saturday, yeah, chances are that Saturday we do see one of those. Okay, let me reload this now. Did it come out? Darn it! It didn't come out yet. One more minute. One more minute. Oh, and it might be out. It should be out by now. Let's see. I'm waiting. Come on, let's upload. It should be out. Moderate! They did it! They went moderate. They went moderate. Exactly where I had that too. Oh my gosh. Exactly where I had it. They went moderate. They went moderate. So, with that being said, let's open this and see how close I was. I was not off. I got the enhanced risk. I got most of the enhanced risk pretty good. Man, I was way off on the marginal and slight risk, so with northward extent. But not bad, not far off with that moderate risk. Of course, I was in a hurry to get it out, though, so that's one of the reasons why. But, yep, they went moderate. Now, I don't know about the ballistic. Well, it is going to be a 45 sig. So, we have a rare moderate risk out for day 3. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a moderate MDT. Yup, Pat confirms it. Pat confirms it. It's day 3 moderate. See, guess who got it first? I did. Yup, there it is. Day 3 moderate. See, and look at, it's not on their map. See, it's not, look at, when you go to the home page, it's not on it. You click it, and then it's not here yet. That's the delay that I was talking about. That's why I got cave. Ooh. I'm ahead of anyone else on this one. You got first dibs on the outlook from my live stream. And I know it's hard to see, but let me draw this out so you guys can see. Just, I'm going to do a rough draft here. So I still don't feel like you guys can see that little MDT there. So I'm going to do this. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. Only if that can listen to me, then we should be fine. So let's draw this up right here. So this is your moderate right in here. So I'm going to really outline this. So that's your moderate right there. And I didn't even fill it in. How dumb am I? So that's your moderate. And then right over here is your enhanced risk. And then I knew Saturday, I had a hunch. I had a hunch about that because of the parameters that were in place. So we have 2 moderate risks. We have 2 moderate risks involved. Yeah, I would have gone a little bit further north, but I think they're going to average the probabilistic side of things. And yep, there it is. There's your moderate. There it is. Actually, that didn't take long. That took 4 minutes to come out onto the website. Good job, SPC. Sometimes your day 3 outlooks can take minutes to come out. But yeah, there it is. There it is. So let's read the outlook, shall we? Let's read it. Listen, because there is some important information on this. I'm more interested in Saturday than Friday. I know you guys disagree with me on that, but I mean, wind fiasco on Friday, tornado fiasco on Saturday, I feel like. Still going live on Friday regardless, So an upper level cyclone. So again, a severe weather outbreak is expected on Saturday from the central Gulf Coast states deep south into the Ohio Valley. Significant tornadoes. Yeah, I want to emphasize that. Focused across the south, swath of damaging gusts and hail is expected. And Leitman. Okay, Leitman is a good forecaster. Okay. When me and Sheriff Boy and Justin at the time would talk, Sheriff Boy, would interact. Well, don't want to. I can't even talk. But yeah, he knew Leitman a little bit. So on Twitter, on Facebook and stuff, I follow her on Twitter. Very good forecaster, and pretty much agrees with what I said. With that, where that moderate is, where the best dynamics are. So an upper level cyclone over the upper Midwest will lift northeast. Remember, that's the first one we talked about, okay? That's the initial one. That's the Friday fiasco trough that moves through. The first puppy, remember? Ontario through Saturday evening. Meanwhile, a large-scale upper-level trough over the plains will eject east toward the Mississippi Valley. So there's going to be another little vortmax. Strong southwesterly mid-level flow, 500 millibar jet streak, near 100 knots. Seems permeable at this time, given the fact with that second ejection, right? We're not getting quite close to 100 knots when you kind of average it out. We're looking at about 100 knots and under, but still in all, that is pretty extreme by all means. Will overspread the lower Mississippi Valley and Mid-South vicinity by 0Z and continue east, northeast, overnight into the Ohio Valley and central Appalachians. An intense southwesterly low-level jet greater than 60 knots is forecast to overspread the central Gulf Coast deep south into the Tennessee, Ohio valleys during the late afternoon and nighttime hours. Rich Gulf moisture, I want to make that clear. Rich Gulf moisture, it's conditional early on Friday. So Fridays are transitional day with that moisture return to the north. Okay. Saturday, it is fully locked. It is in place. It had enough time for that moisture air mass recovery to take place well in advance of this second perturbation. Rich Gulf moisture with dew points in the mid to upper 60s. That is seen in most model guidance. Expect to be focused over the Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida panhandles, and possibly as far north as Middle Tennessee and far western Georgia. 50s to low 60 dew points will extend north into the Ohio Valley. Okay, this should support a widespread risk of severe thunderstorms across much of the central and into the southeastern U.S. Saturday into early Sunday. Now, okay, deep south, Tennessee Valley vicinity. Okay, they're talking about Leitman, however you say it. Leitman, I think that's how you pronounce it. Down here in the deep south she's referring to this part of the paragraph. Just like we do with hurricane outlook and discussions, right? So forecast guidance has generally trended toward less widespread precipitation coverage Saturday morning, as stronger height falls are not expected until late morning, early afternoon, as the plains trough ejects and a surface flow begins to develop over the mid-south. Persistent strong southerly low-level flow will allow for, persistent strong southerly low-level flow will allow for a moisture-rich boundary layer that should remain relatively pristine across southeastern Louisiana. Okay, there are important aspects to this. Okay, and I know this is part of my schoolwork as well. We highlight things, right? We read the paragraph and we read what sticks out. So for one thing, okay, forecast guidance has trended less widespread precipitation coverage. Why is that important? Because the air mass will remain pristine and intact. Okay, we're not going to have much convective overturning, enough contamination to ruin the show, right? It's like we're not going to have little kids running onto a stage ruining your talent show, right? We're going to have one performer up there and he's going to do good as long as a kid's sitting in the audience or sitting in their seats in the audience. Do not interrupt the talent show, okay? Stronger height falls are expected, though. That's the source of lift. Okay, air is rising. It cools and condenses and forms clouds. Surface flow begins. Okay, but right here, okay, pristine, rich boundary layer moisture that should be relatively pristine across southeastern Louisiana into south central Mississippi before convection develops by midday. Okay. Forecast soundings show cooling aloft. That's important for instability. The air mass is unstable. It's not stable, okay? Will support steep mid-level lapse rates atop this moist boundary layer, leading to mixed layer CAPE values approaching 2,000 joules. Okay, we have to understand this. 2,000 joules of instability, folks, may not seem like much, but that is a lot of accumulated energy through the deep layer of the atmosphere when releasing a parcel from the surface to the equilibrium level, okay? Decreasing with northward extent into Middle Tennessee, of course. That's what the guidance shows. Everything that we showed you matches here. Vertically veering wind profiles. That is a big must on this one. Big, okay? That's highlighted in pink for a reason. With strong anvil level divergence amid moderate instability. Okay, anvil means upper level divergence is going to be pretty impressive. Okay, all right, lots of divergence aloft, falling height, falling surface pressures, air rises, condenses, and we get problems. Robust updrafts and intense supercells. We're not talking just little itty bitty little minchkins of supercells. We are talking large supercells, strong supercells, okay, that are capable of producing significant tornadoes, which could be on the order of EF2 plus in intensity. Damage gusts and large hail will be also possible through the afternoon and spreading into Alabama during the evening nighttime hours. Okay. Additional convection is expected to develop along an eastward advancing cold front during the afternoon and into the overnight. An organized line of storms will pose a risk for damaging wind swaths and tornadoes across even into the western Carolinas. So, yeah. So, when we look at this, and I learned from text and I learned from reading, strong tornadoes, significant tornadoes, intense supercells, damaging wind gusts, probably exceeding, because of the low-level jet, exceeding 70 miles an hour, perhaps, with some of the stronger storms. And, of course, some quarter-size hailstones with this, because we will have steep enough lapse rates to support that. Okay? So, yes, Saturday isn't looking good at all. Saturday is not looking good. Tornado-driven, I bet you this moderate risk is. I bet you that moderate risk is driven by tornadoes because the parameters are there for tornadoes. Okay, so that is what I'm concerned about. Now the question remains, the fact that they went moderate for on day 3. Okay, again, moderate on day 3. Will they go high? In my opinion, right now, they probably will not go high until day 1. Probably until day 1. Okay, because a high risk, and I want to make it clear for those that are watching, a high risk is reserved for near historical outbreaks of severe weather. High risks are treated seriously. In other words, if there's a high risk, you're expecting a high risk, a widespread outbreak of intense tornadoes, typically, numerous to widespread, okay, of that. You're usually talking about a derecho That's what a high risk is reserved for. Usually gusts greater than 80 to 100 miles an hour. Okay. But it doesn't go for hail, because hail is not as, in meteorological terms, not as impactful as tornadoes and wind are. Okay. So you have to understand what a high risk is versus a moderate risk. And actually, you know what you can do? Go and check this out right here. Read all about this. Read the entire thing about what this all means. Okay. And this should help you out a lot with what it's worth. All right. They went extreme on fire weather. I am not surprised by that at all. They went extreme on fire danger. Okay. So extreme fire danger, a moderate risk for severe weather, both for Friday and Saturday, is asking for serious trouble here. Okay. So I want to make that clear. I did finish reading. Oh, wait. Well, you want me to finish reading the whole thing of the outlook? I will do that on Saturday. So, Ohio Valley. Very steep, deep layer flow will be in place across the Ohio Valley on Saturday, with some convection possibly ongoing from the southeast, lower Michigan into western central Kentucky. The extent of severe potential is uncertain and dependent on how much precipitation occurs early in the forecast period. Too much convection early in the day could largely limit destabilization and temper the overall risk. However, if less convective contamination occurs, greater destabilization could occur ahead of a deepening surface low lifting northeast from the mid-south to the Ohio during the evening. Given the strength of the deep layer flow, at least some risk of strong damaging gusts within bands of thunderstorms should occur through Saturday night. So that northern extent remains uncertain. So it's really conditional up here. Right all in here is conditional. Okay? And is dependent on how much destabilization can occur. Remember, precipitation cools the air. It can stabilize things too much. And when you get too much stability, you don't get thunderstorms unless they're high-based. And that usually results in more spectacular lightning displays. Oh, the HRRR is out. Really? Or are you just joking with me? Let's look at the HRRR really quickly. I like looking at clean surface wind. Don't ask me why. I just like to. So that's what we will do. Clean surface wind actually is good because you don't get a lot of friction contamination. So you get more accurate clean surface wind. It's weaker on this model run. It's weaker. It's weaker, but I mean, that was a lot weaker. 06Z runs are not ideal either. I'm still betting gusts in this area well in excess of 70 miles an hour easily. Well in excess of 70. That's a guarantee. Easily that strong. Let's see what the NAM shows. NAM is just coming in. The HRRR does not go out. Let's see what that shows with convection, though. Interesting. See, I don't know what it's doing. I think it trended a little too far north. I think it did. It just went a little too... I personally think the NAM has a better handle on this. We'll wait and see what the next run shows. The HRRR is a little further north, I think, with that first event. Pressure still gets really low, though. It's not as low, but it's still low. So that was really abrupt, too, that northerly move. Because the European is still further south. including the GFS. So the HRRR might be too north with its output with that surface low. And European still going for 70-ish mile-an-hour wind gusts. So, and including on the Canadian. So that is certain at this point. All right. Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Wind gusts for Tishomingo will be in excess of 25 to 40 miles an hour with gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour in that area. In the Mississippi area. Oh, I didn't even see that. Let's see. You know why? Because got to understand this is 6 hours out later now. So if we looked at the 0Z run, it didn't capture this yet. See this? See this, Gabriel? That's why. So if we look at the latest run, it has lesser thunderstorm coverage at the exact same time of 0Z Friday. The storms are going to get going really on Saturday over this area. Okay. Boy, I cannot wait for the HRRR to reach Saturday's event. Because I'll tell you that right now. It's gonna be insane. All right. Anything else? Yup, I know weather with sim. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. For sure. I knew the minute that it came out. I knew about this at 12:31 to be exact. If I pick any day that's going to be the worst day, two things happen Friday that make it equally as bad as it is on Saturday. The fire, the wind side of this. Multifaceted event on Friday. Fire, wind, tornadoes, that sort of thing. Saturday is mainly strictly in itself a severe weather outbreak. Not much fire conditions to the west. Not like what we see on Friday. So it's going to be mainly tornadoes in the deep south that we're going to have to watch. That's really that. See, Friday looks bad just because the wind's early on. So Friday morning is bad because of the wind and fire. Friday night is bad because more of the fire, wind, tornadoes. If that makes sense. So Friday is kind of a Neapolitan day. It's like multifaceted versus Saturday being strictly severe weather. West Tennessee, a slight risk for Memphis, Tennessee, enhanced risk for central and southern Tennessee. But yeah, this moderate, dude. Oh my gosh. Day 3. You don't see that very often. And I'll tell you, there is 6.5 million people in that moderate risk. So in total, we're looking at 12 million in terms of population, because if you go back to day 2, there is 6.6 million people under a moderate risk. You go to day 3, there's about 6.5 million people under a moderate risk. So you add the total up, you get actually that's 13 million. Yeah, 2 moderate risk days. You don't see that very often. It'd be very interesting. Well, we would only get a high risk out of one of those. But yeah, there is a lot of fire conditions coming up, though, over the next, 6 days. Fire conditions. So, yeah, that's all I have on my dinner plate. Any questions, you guys? And then I'm going to head off here in 5 minutes. I have to take a shower. I'm tired. And I do not want to be tired. I need to get a lot of rest, especially leading up to Friday and Saturday. Going to be long streaming days. Long streaming days. Northern Tennessee is under enhanced risk for Saturday. Our models don't go out that far, at least in the 3-kilometer perspective. We're waiting for the 06Z. I'm not going to wait for that to render because it'll take a while. Only if the time would have been an hour back, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, Central Tennessee is going to be stormy on Saturday. Just plain on stormy. Stay home. Don't do anything outdoors. Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia. There's too many Columbuses, aren't there? So Columbus, Georgia is for sure. Actually, let me just bring this up. Use the overlay. There's your moderate risk. So, yes, enhanced risk for that area. Mainly Saturday evening and night for that area. How about Southwest Virginia? Southwestern Virginia. So, you're looking at a general risk. Well, actually, day 4 is not day 4. Day 5 will become day 4. You're under a slight risk. We'll more than likely probably go moderate, or not moderate, enhanced. Man, I'm used to saying moderate too many times. I know, corrupted. Oh, I know. Oh, you're in the path of this. Well, yeah, I should realize this. You're in Tishomingo. Yeah, Tishomingo, bud. Your area is going to probably lose power. You are under a fire weather. My gosh, if I can find Tishomingo on here, be a little bit more helpful. But in reference, pretty much gusts over 50 miles an hour in your area. So it is going to be stormy. Stormy because of the wind. Really bad, actually, on Friday. I hope you're ready for this, because it's going to be bad. Do you see the worst of the weather staying south of North Alabama? No. You're going to get a lot of severe weather. I think, well, yes, in a way, but you are going to definitely see significant severe weather. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. You will see, you're quite close to that moderate risk. So if I lived where you were, I would be like, I don't feel, I'm not in, we're going to get dangerous weather still. But yeah, if you really want to be specific, technically, the worst is not over you. Technically, that's from Jasper southward. And you know what's interesting about this storm, you all? You want to know something interesting? Look where this is starting. Look where this storm is coming from. Coming from where I'm at. You can blame me for the big storm. No, I'm just kidding. Don't blame me. If you blame me, I'll beat you up. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, look at that storm for California, hitting California. Here's our next storm right here coming in for Saturday. Hopefully, that one looks pretty strong for us. Yeah, so there's that storm here, and then here comes our next one. It's time to make it rain in California again, I guess, huh? I want to see the forecast for my area, though. Because we do have active weather coming. So let's see Saturday. Okay, that downtrended good. That was the 0Z. 060 run. Yeah, it looks really windy on Saturday for sure for my area. Definitely a lot of wind. Oh no, Friday. My bad. Oh no. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, it'll be windy here on Friday ahead of our next storm. At the same time when that severe weather event happens. Crazy stuff to have rain in my area. The same time when it storms back there in the Midwest. So that's going to be the next storm that California gets there. Okay. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. All right, you guys. Yeah, it's my fault. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can blame me for the storms because they're coming from... Things move from the west after all, right? So I just want to see before I head off, though, like what is in store. Please, no more severe weather events. I need to get my schoolwork done all of next week. I have all of next week to work on it. Good. I'm hoping things settle down. I would like a break. I honestly would like a break from school, but I do need to get back into it next week. So, all right. Well, as always, folks, just a friendly reminder, I will be live again tomorrow for another one of these discussions again. All right, another discussion tomorrow at 2 p.m., probably 2:30. We'll probably do 2:30 in the afternoon. Figure out the exact time. Once I create the stream, you'll get a notification once I go live. And yep. As always, one other thing too is Friday I will be live streaming. It's going to be an interesting stream because we're going to have damaging winds and blowing dust, that sort of thing, watching the fires back across Texas for Friday morning. And then we're going to transition into the stream for the afternoon for the severe weather aspect. I'm planning to go live Friday morning at around 9 in the morning. About 9 in the morning, I'm going live. Okay? About that time, maybe a little earlier, and we'll be live probably for about 8 or 9 hours, maybe even longer. It just depends on what's going on at the time. And then Saturday, I will be live again on the tornado outbreak in the Deep South. So I'm all yours for the next 3 days for both Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. As always, thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Have a great night. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and also check out our Weather Force Discord server. There's a link below the live stream in the description. All right. Love you guys and see you guys back here tomorrow, early mid-afternoon.